This is a horror game podcast. It is meant for mature audiences. It may contain adult language, violence, and sexual themes, as well as shocking revelations. Viewer discretion is advised. Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where tonight my friends and I will be playing the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Thom Raley. The scenario is called Kingdom by the Sea. It was written by Morgan Llewellyn, who is also our keeper of arcane lore. I'm putting in a trigger warning as this scenario does deal with the topic of suicide. This is a one-shot, and we don't really know how long it's going to run, but maybe a couple of hours, maybe a little longer. Aside from that, there are a number of ways you can help us out. We don't monetize, so we rely on your donations to help pay for our production. If you can spare a couple of bucks, we would deeply appreciate it. You can also share info about our club with others. You can hit the like button, and you can leave us some feedback. For our Patreon site, you can scan the QR code, or you can follow the link in the description. Thanks for your support. So without any further delay, let's begin our journey into the darkness. Morgan?
Thank you very much, Thom. It was many and many a year ago, in a kingdom by the sea, that a maiden there lived whom you may know by the name of Annabel Lee. And this maiden, she lived with no other thought than to love and be loved by me. I was a child, and she was a child in this kingdom by the sea, but we loved with a love that was more than love, I and my Annabel Lee, with a love that the winged seraphs of heaven coveted her and me. And this was the reason that, long ago, in this kingdom by the sea, a wind blew out of a cloud, chilling my beautiful Annabel Lee, so that her high-born kinsman came and bore her away from me, to shut her up in a sepulchre in this kingdom by the sea. The angels, not half so happy in heaven, went envying her and me. Yes, that was the reason, as all men know, in this kingdom by the sea, that the wind came out of the cloud by night, chilling and killing my Annabel Lee. But our love, it was stronger by far than the love of those who were older than we, of many far wiser than we, and neither the angels in heaven above, nor the demons down under the sea, can ever dissever my soul from the soul of the beautiful Annabel Lee. For the moon never beams without bringing me dreams of the beautiful Annabel Lee, and the stars never rise, but I feel the bright eyes of the beautiful Annabel Lee. And so all the night tide I lie down by the side of my darling, my life and my bride, in her sepulchre there by the sea, in her tomb by the sounding sea. It is December 12th. There is a light snowfall in Provo, Utah in 2025. Abigail Smith, a young upcoming artist, 28 years old, getting her Master's of Fine Arts and Studio Arts from the University of Utah, committed suicide a week ago. Her funeral has concluded. She was interned at the Provo Cemetery next to her mother. Those at the funeral and those at the graveside have now gathered in a Latter-day Saint church building not far from the cemetery. The local Relief Society has prepared a meal for the mourners. In the cultural hall, tables have been laid out, chairs, tablecloths, place settings. 30 or so people are gathered. Braxton, this is the second time this is the building you've attended church every Sunday throughout your life. And then this is the second time you've had a funeral for a family member here.
Braxton is winding his pocket watch and looking up and looking at the other people in the room, making sure that the hors d'oeuvres and drinks are readily available and that everyone is enjoying the festivities. Well, he's trying to keep busy with what's going on, and occasionally will look to his son Michael to make sure that he's also attending to the guests and keeping things moving on time.
Yeah, so you are going about trying to you're checking in on the food, you're checking with the guests, and eventually your arm is taken by your bishop, um, Bishop Reed, and he says, Brother Smith, uh,
Brother Reed, how can I help you?
no, it's a matter of how we can help you. I understand that you want to make yourself useful, but the ward will take care of this. It's okay for you to sit to sit with this.
Well, I put on the whole armor of God this morning, sir, and I am doing my best to show face and do the duty that is for my family. I
Yes,
appreciate your kind words.
it's very commendable, Brother Smith. I've always been impressed by your faith and your stalwartness. But even the Savior himself wept. You must remember this.
Words to live by. I appreciate it.
I've always I'm available if you need to talk. And again, we have everything taken care of.
Of course, and I appreciate it deeply. Tell me, immediately trying to change the subject. Michael, have you seen Reed? Please say hello, and I'll gesture for him to come over.
Yeah, I'm probably standing over by the door, greeting guests, as they come in, one by one, thanking them for coming, directing them to where they put their food or whatever. And I don't know if I hear him, but
I'll speak up louder. Michael, come here. Father Reed here. I want you to say hello.
yeah, I'll
Almost kind of
excuse
sternly.
myself. I'll excuse myself and walk over there. Yeah, what is it?
What is it, Michael? I'm speaking to you. I'd like you to
Excuse me,
say
Father.
hello to Father Reed.
Father Reed, how are you?
I I am doing my best to be cheerful on such a dour day. I'm sure that I can't imagine what how it is that you're feeling having lost your sister. Um, but it's good seeing you, Michael. I still remember when you were just a little boy.
Thank you, Father Reed.
Michael, and I put my hand on his shoulder, has been a rock through this whole thing. I couldn't have done any of this without him. Thank you, son.
We appreciate you being here, Father.
If you'll excuse us, Father, I think we need to tend to our other guests. And I'll
Of
kind of
course.
push Michael off to continue, and I'll go my own way.
Yeah, I'll go back to the door and continue what I was doing.
As you arrive back at the door, Michael, uh, you recognize family, cousins, aunts, uncles, and so forth. And now a number of who you believe are Abigail's friends, not quite dressed in a way that you find speaks to those of the faith. Um,
Yeah,
but they start
yeah,
to come in one by one.
yeah. I kind of take a deep breath, I guess, and just I'm not going to like it, but I'm going to get through this, and I will invite them in. I'm not going to show as much attention to them as I did to the relatives, of course. But I will, they're here for Abigail's funeral, so they'll definitely be let in. And
Hi, Michael. You probably remember me. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry for your loss.
I'm sorry, can you remind me your name again?
Yeah, I'm Pierce.
Pierce.
Your sister and I used to go out occasionally, and I guess I kind of had a crush on her, but uh, it's terrible what happened, and I'm really
Thank you for
sorry. I'm
coming,
really
Pierce.
sorry.
Appreciate you being here.
Yeah, thank you. I'm gonna go over and get myself some funeral potatoes.
There are plenty of those
There's
to go around.
there's like 4 casserole dishes of funeral potatoes. Um, I want to call out because I see Alexander, but I'm not going to call out. I'll give him a, if he sees me as he's coming in.
Yeah, I'll see him and I'll acknowledge him as well.
Hi, are you one of Abigail's friends?
Yeah, yeah. I'm Alexander. She might have called me Alex. She was she was very talented, and she helped me out a lot when I was building my virtual art gallery. A lot of the first things I scanned was some of her works. So we were close for a long time. I'm sorry
Well,
for your
thank
loss,
you.
really I am.
Thank you, Alex. I think there's some friends from university over there. I'll point over towards Pierce.
Hey, Alex. Uh, well, this was shocking, I guess. Uh,
I mean, she was always a little off, but I never thought she was that off.
yeah, you never know what's going on, but
Yeah.
um, have you seen her latest piece? Um, I heard it was in the gallery, but I've kind of, avoided going there just because I didn't want to bump into her. And
No, that's actually how we kind of had a falling out not long ago. Because she had announced that piece and it was going to be in the gallery. So, just like most of her pieces, I assumed that she was going to let me put it in my virtual one. And it wasn't how it was like she didn't just say no. She like read me from head to toe and really dug into me. It was really not necessary. She
yeah,
had said no
yeah.
before. I don't know what it was about me asking about this particular piece, but she really snapped on me, and we haven't spoken since. And the next thing I know, I'm getting notifications of what happened.
It was her nature. I mean, I put up with it for a few years, but it just got to me where I couldn't take the mood swings. Um, yeah, she seemed to be obsessed over that last piece. Um,
Yeah.
but we were broken up when she finished, and I didn't. I kind of tried to keep her out of my life. Um, it
Oh, I
was one of
know.
her other friends that called me, you know, a couple of days ago and told me that she committed suicide. There's Dylan walking in now.
Oh,
Dylan will kind of timidly shuffle in, dressed in as darker clothing as he can pull together. So maybe a dark jacket, the dark trousers that don't quite match, probably white shirt and again mismatched tie. And yeah, just generally look a little bit sheepish.
Her father seems to be holding it together, huh?
Another
Guess
friend of
that's
Abigail's?
he's got to be, man. I mean, that's um, that's this church, man. He's got to stay strong.
You see Braxton in the corner, like, shaking a couple of fellow members of the church grim smile, but just moving along very robotically.
My guess is it'll hit him tonight when
A
it's
lot of
all
times it
over.
happens when you're yeah, the end, like the burial does it for a lot of people.
Yeah, so and at the front door we have Michael greeting Dylan.
Are you a friend of Abigail's?
Yeah, we met at university. So we both had an interest in the arts, uh, and yeah, we were I'd like to think we were pretty good friends.
Were you a painter?
No, I'm a photographer, so I do photography, photojournalism. You got to make the money, got to make the art turn some kind of money. So
Hmm. Well, thank you for coming. Uh, some of
yeah,
our other friends from university are also here.
I just wish it was under better circumstance.
Me too.
I will
Dylan.
shuffle on over as directed to where other students and other the friend zone is.
Ah, well, I mean, I keep saying this was a surprise. Um, I had no idea she was that depressed, but I mean, I don't recall her ever really being super depressed. She was moody, but when was the last time you saw her, Dylan?
Uh, Probably a little bit before the art gallery, the show that she put on. Although that's yeah, that was something else. Oof.
Did something go wrong, or
I've either very wrong or very right. Uh, I was did you go to the exhibit?
no? I was telling Alex that I didn't want to run into her because we had a breakup, so and it was
Oh,
kind
Yeah,
of me, so you know.
yeah, I didn't think I was really welcome. Like I said, we didn't really end on good terms. But you saw the exhibit? What was it like? I heard it was something you had to see for yourself. That's what people kept
uh,
saying.
you could say that. It was it was macabre. That's definitely a good adjective to use there. But yeah,
Hmm.
it was something.
I
Uh,
suppose now there wouldn't be anything wrong with going there and seeing it, right? It's still on exhibit, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Um,
Not for the faint-hearted. I'll say that.
really, I mean, art's art. I've studied art history. There's some pretty disturbing things in art history, but why is it weird or why is it disturbing?
Uh, there's that there's some crazy stuff that Dali did. Kind of melting clocks and all that kind of
Afternoon.
stuff.
Yeah.
And then you there's some 3D art as well that there's some sculptures I've seen where you look at it in one direction and it could be, say, a bird sat on a lamppost, and then you move 180 or even just 90 degrees, and the composition shows it's completely something else entirely, like a face in profile. It's a little like that. That
Hmm.
there's certain elements that I just keep thinking of broken fingers. That's the thing that just keeps coming back to me.
Oh, I'm really intrigued. Um,
Some things you can't unsee.
Braxton
um,
walks up to the group of gentlemen, puts his hand out to the first that he sees. I don't think
Mr.
we've been
Smith.
introduced. I'm Braxton Smith.
Um, Mr. Smith, you probably don't remember me, but um,
Pierce.
Yeah, I did. I did date Abigail for a while.
I recall hearing about it through the grapevine. Yes, it's nice to meet you.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
And you must be her friends as well. And I'll turn to Dylan and Alexander.
Yes, Alex, a pleasure to meet you. I worked a lot with your daughter. She was extremely talented. I'm sorry for your loss.
I appreciate you all for coming. In a little while, we're going to all bear our testimony regarding Abigail. So if you have something you'd like to say, you're welcome to at that time. Just wanted to inform you all.
All right.
And I'll kind of turn and continue on my way.
And at this point, Michael, the last of the guests come in. At the end is your aunt Miriam, and she pulls you immediately into a hug.
Okay. Yeah, I'll return the hug for sure. Thank you, Aunt Miriam. Thank you.
And at times like these, I'm grateful for our Savior and the power that families are sealed together forever. We'll see her again.
I'll pray for her, Aunt Miriam.
We all will. We always have. We'll continue. But please, you must be starving standing here.
Oh no. I think we're all about to sit down and we're gonna start the eulogy soon. So I'm gonna have Dad probably kick it off. We'll see.
Yeah. So you all gather in the center of these buildings. There's what's called the cultural hall, which for those of you who are outsiders, that might be a little strange. It's wooden floored, it's a indoor basketball court essentially. So there are tables with flowers and nice tablecloths, and the chairs have nice cushions, and but just hanging above you are these two suspended basketball hoops, just hovering above up there. Nobody else really seems to be paying them any mind. There's an elevated stage on one side with the massive curtain. The other side, there's a partition that could be opened to expand this into the chapel, but that's been closed. You all sit down, and members of the Relief Society start serving everybody these funeral potatoes and ham and very like sodas and things of that nature. No alcohol, obviously. And as you're all sitting down, Pierce, Dylan, and Alexander, the only other people in here that you recognize are maybe some other like people you've seen around campus, artists. You don't really know them, but you do recognize Abigail's roommate is here, Penelope Bates, and a professor from UVU, Olivia Farnsworth, is also here.
Are they sitting anywhere near us? Or?
They're sitting. There might be like two unknown family members to you, but between you, but they're easily within talking distance. But she's seated. The professor is seated across from Penelope, and the two of them are talking.
It feels uncomfortable because you kind of want to go, "Oh, hi, professor," but it doesn't seem appropriate. Maybe afterwards, when we're all leaving, we can say something.
And Braxton, the bishop, now that everybody's seated and food is out, he looks to you about an opening prayer. Or
Braxton will step out onto the stage in front of everyone and say, "Thank you all for coming. I appreciate everyone coming from near and far. Abigail and I didn't really ever see eye to eye. Those of you familiar with our family know even from the beginning, she was different than me. And I realize in some ways she was very similar. Though I am an architect, she was an artist, and there is overlap there somewhere. I realize, unfortunately, only now that she was staying on her covenant path in her own way. Let us pray. And he changes the subject and quickly goes into a common Mormon prayer.
Okay. The prayer said, people start to eat. And the meal goes on for a while. People are pretty silent. Somewhere there's some gentle church music playing. Um,
Well,
and
excited. Go ahead.
yeah, Braxton, you and Michael are sitting pretty close together. And this older woman, with her long gray hair is tied up in this messy bun. She has this very thick black cable knit sweater, giant glasses. And she walks up to you while the meal is going on. And she says, I just wanted to give my condolences and introduce myself. I know we've never formally met, but Abigail did speak of you a great deal. I'm Olivia Farnsworth. I was her advisor at for her MFA program. I worked with her throughout her undergrad as well. Truly, the world has lost such a great talent.
I believe Abigail spoke of you, Miss Farnsworth. It's nice to meet you. Thank you for coming, Michael. And I'll gesture for him to.
Yeah, I'll stand up and extend a hand and say, I'm Michael Smith, her brother.
Pleasure to meet you, Michael. And she shakes your hand.
It's funny you should say palette. I remember when she was working on that last exhibit and she showed me the color palette even before she made any paintings. I remember thinking to myself that the colors themselves were just so morose. I don't know.
Yes, the many people of particular tastes really struggle with white on white. I mean, particularly the tones that she chose, very much, the pallidness of a corpse, one might say. And she chuckles and then catches herself that maybe this is not what she should be saying right now. But she says, I don't mean to put any more burdens onto you at the moment, but I would be remiss if I didn't say that there is some of Abigail's work. As you may know, all the MFA students have private studios that we provide them at the college. So she has some pieces there, some unfinished, some finished, some supplies and things that
What? Oh,
in her studio. If you want to come take a look at them and decide what you want to take with you, I'm happy to arrange any time. The semester is over. The buildings are all locked up for the winter break, but I can meet you on campus. I have a key to get in to the building and into her studio, and I can help you get her remaining things.
yes, please. That would be appreciated.
So if a time that's suitable for you, she reaches into one of her pockets and she gives you a business card. Call me, email me. We can set up a time. Anytime, really. Again, the semester's over, so.
Miss Farnsworth, I haven't had much time since everything began. I haven't had a chance to look at this latest sculpture of hers. Is the museum open if I wanted to go see it myself?
Sculpture's plural. It's more if it's an installation actually. It's a series of related sculptural works. That's quite stunningly beautiful. The museum is open now. It's closed Sundays and Mondays, and for those following along at home, it's currently Friday in the game, but so it's closed. It's closed on Sundays and Mondays. But and it should be open. It closes after around Christmas and the New Year. So if you want to see it in this year, I would suggest going sooner rather than later.
We'll be sure to collect her things from the studio as soon as possible. Thank you.
Do we overhear that conversation?
Yes. Yeah. Again, the room is, there's this, you hear family leaning over and whispering to each other. The art students at the far end of the table are whispering amongst themselves. But so this conversation is loud enough for you to overhear it.
When she walks away, I'm going to put the card in my pocket and I'm going to look at Braxton, my father, I'm going to say, Dad, why don't you let me handle these paintings and these extra paintings? Somebody just needs to burn them.
I think we'll discuss it, Michael. I'm not sure that's the best course of action. This is the final work of our Abigail.
Should have just burned them the first time around. Just burned it all.
I appreciate your solidarity, but we need to discuss this. Did you see her latest installment?
Of course.
What did you think of it?
I think it should be banned.
Always pushing the envelope, Abigail. Kind of solemnly go back to playing with my food.
I'd like to put a lock on that whole building.
Keep your emotions in tow.
I'm going to get up, wipe my mouth, and I'm going to walk over to where Mr. Smith and Michael are sitting, and I'll give him a look. I've already, said that I'm sorry that about your daughter, but I lean over and I say, I couldn't help but overhear the conversation you had with Professor Farnsworth. If the art that she created belongs to you, but I think that we might, if it's possible, we might be very interested in any supplies that she might have had. Art supplies are very expensive. You could always put them on Craigslist or eBay or something, but a lot of us art students could really benefit from inheriting some of her paints and her supplies. If that wouldn't be too much of an imposition. And she did sculpture. We've got a lot of those people too.
I kind of turn myself to Pierce, looking through him almost as if judging him, and I say, we're nothing if not charitable. I think if Michael and I go to the studio, you're welcome to meet us there and take whatever it is you need.
I also haven't seen the artwork that everybody seems to be talking about. I was talking with the guys. Do you want to, we could all go to the studio together, maybe tomorrow morning? If that's not, I'm sorry, sir, I don't know very much about Mormonism, and I don't know what days you go to church or what sacred things you do, but
I'm going to be quietly looking at Braxton and shaking my head no.
I'm free tomorrow.
I'm going to put my hand on, kind of Michael's leg, shaking leg, and turn to Pierce and say, we appreciate it, and sure, you can come by while we're clearing out the studio and take what you need. That would be fine.
Thank you, sir. And if there's anything that I can do for you, please don't hesitate. And I'll give him I probably have a card. Why not? I'll give him my card.
I'll take it
and
and put it in my
that
pocket.
goes for any time in the future as well, sir.
You're a stand-up gentleman. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And
I'll go back to the guys
and
and tell them.
As Pierce is walking back, you see Penelope, Abigail's roommate, stands up and she walks over to Braxton and Michael and says, I'm so sorry to bother you. Yeah, we're all so heartbroken about Abby, and but it's so hard to keep looking at her things that are in her house. Um, the one we read together up in the avenues. Um, I was just wondering when you could come by and take her things.
Oh, Penelope. Thank you.
And
We can send
you
somebody
know
by
that Penelope was the one
anytime.
who found Abby.
Yeah, I'll give her a big, long hug. Um, Dad and I might have some free time in the next day.
Okay, just any time. Let me she pulls out her phone. Let me just give you my number.
Okay, we'll take a number down.
She goes and she sits back down, and Olivia, the professor, kind of reaches over and squeezes her hand.
It seems that I'll turn to Michael and I'll say it seems that Abigail is spreading her creativity everywhere, it seems. I suppose her apartment makes sense, but
Yeah, well, it's no surprise she left an impression on people.
that she did. How are you doing?
I guess I'll be all right. I don't think it's a good idea for you to take those friends, her friends, over to see that exhibit. Just let me burn it.
Michael, there's always an opportunity to spread the word of the Spirit by being good stewards. And I think maybe this is an opportunity. I doubt any of those gentlemen are part of the church.
I'm just not sure that this counts as spreading the right type of spirit. You'll see. You'll see for yourself.
In regards to Abigail's work,
Yeah, Dad.
I knew that she had walked away from the church, but I didn't think that it had gone this far. I'm almost scared to ask, but I guess we'll see it eventually.
Yeah.
Okay, so at this point, the meal progresses. Plates are emptied. Um, Again, members of the Relief Society come in and they clear plates, and they bring out some ice cream as dessert. And who's eating ice cream? Bishop Reed stands up, uh, and he says, on behalf of the Provo South 8th Ward, thank you all so much for coming here to honor the life and the memory of our dear Abigail Smith. She was always such a bright light growing up in the ward. All of us, like me, who've been here a very long time, remember her. All this, Michael too, and Braxton. This is just truly. We should all, in our grief, take heart, knowing that Abigail is in a loving place now, a place of hope and a place of healing. and that because of the sacred covenants that her parents have made in the temple, their family is sealed for all eternity, and he puts a hand on Braxton's shoulder, and families are together forever. Um, and he sits down.
Braxton will stand and say, if anyone has any testimony they'd like to bear, you're welcome to speak now. I'm just sorry that she's gone. I feel like there was always more that I could do, and we just never really saw eye to eye. But it's clear many people here loved her. And I'll sit back down.
At some point, if other people may have gone first or whatever, I'll get up. I'll go forward and I'll say, um, my name is Pierce Jacobson. I'm not a member of your church. Um, I dated Abigail for a while, and it was difficult, a difficult relationship. But Abigail she was just like the rest of us. She was at times funny, at times sad, at times angry. She was an artist, so she had a temper and a temperament. She wanted her own way. She wanted her own vision to be seen. And in the realm of art, she was on her way. She was on her way to sharing that vision with the world. And we're grateful to have known her. And we're very sad that she's gone. Some candles burn very brightly, but they don't burn for very long. And good and bad, light and dark, she touched us all. And I'll go sit back down.
Yeah, Alex will get up and he'll kind of play with his hands a little bit and work up the words he's trying to say, and he'll just say, if creativity was a storm, uh, uh, Abby, she was a hurricane. She had a way of finding like the perfect angle, the perfect lighting, the perfect color, the perfect. Just she had a way of bringing out the best in not only her projects but others. There's a lot of people who owe really good grades or really good turnouts when it comes to like paydays and things like that to her, and not only how the art was done but how it was presented to the public. She was amazing. Though we didn't always get along. She was something to reckon with and remember, and we're all lesser because she's not here. And I'll sit down.
And probably if there's another one or two that go up as things start getting a little more hesitant of people going up there, Dylan will get his act together and get up to the front. Try not to make eye contact with anyone in the crowd too long, but definitely looking nervous. And eventually say, there's a lot of things I wish I'd said to Abigail when she was here. And to be honest, I still don't think I can probably say them now. I'm still a bit scared to to even say such things. But she was a great person. We all agree on that. We're all here because we thought the world of her. Remember her that way. Remember her for all the good she done. Remember her for all the fun things that she did, all the positive impact that she had on people's lives. Don't remember her for what she put in that gallery. And I'll probably look over at Michael at that, kind of almost indicating that we've probably seen the same stuff. And yeah, just don't judge her on her last works. Remember the good stuff, and then he'll quickly shuffle off.
Braxton will shift in his seat and kind of watch Dylan the whole time, look back at Michael.
Yeah, Michael's going to get up also. And he'll say, as Abigail's brother, there's a lot of things that I'd like to apologize for, that I wish I could apologize for. But that can't happen now, of course. And she was always given to moodiness. She would give herself over to the creative process, which is part of what made her such a great artist. And I think the thing that I will never really forgive myself for is not pushing harder when I knew that the creative process was taking so much from her, and I saw the effect it was having on her and the deterioration she was having. And I tried to tell her to set it aside and not do it, but she didn't listen, and I should have tried harder. And I will never forgive myself for that.
Braxton will stand and kind of console his son, trying to bring him back down to his chair.
I'm sorry, Abby. I'm sorry.
And at this point, Professor Olivia Farnsworth gets up. It is not often that one gets to encounter true genius. Abigail was a genius. One of the highlights of my career was being able to foster her great talent and her great creativity, and to help her reveal the depths of her beautiful soul to the world. I must say that the work of hers currently in the exhibit is some of the best work that has ever been done. Good art, great art, challenges us as viewers. It challenges us as artists. It is Abigail's final message to the world. I will miss her, as I'm sure we all will miss her very much. And she sits down. And finally, Penelope Bates gets up. Abigail is my best friend. Ever since we met our first semester as undergrads, through our master's program, she was such a light to me. I'm sorry. And she sits back down. A few more minutes pass. People finish or give up on finishing their dessert, and there are hugs and there are goodbyes, and people start to make their way out.
Braxton has been forming an idea since the beginning, since really Dylan stepped off, realizing that he, in the recent years, barely communicated with Abigail, did not understand what she was up to, and the polarizing opinions of her last work. He works up an idea, and he approaches the three gentlemen that were introduced as her friends, and he says, "Gentlemen, thank you for coming again. Before you go, I don't know if Pierce mentioned, but we're going to be at the studio where she kept some of her work. If you three would like to come by, you're welcome. There's probably a lot of school supplies, art supplies, which you're welcome to. And I'd be honored to get to know you all a little bit better understand Abigail's friends."
We would like that very much. Mr. Smith, I'm an art historian, so there's a lot to understand about art. If some people make art in expressionism, they want to elicit a strong reaction. That's what they're doing. They're not making some pretty picture of flowers or some sculpture of somebody standing there. They want you to feel something. And if when you see it, it's too intense. I haven't seen it myself, but Dylan has. Yeah, I guess I'm just giving you kind of a warning.
I appreciate it, and I will admit I'm probably much more timid in the things I've been exposed to as opposed to young gentlemen of this generation. But I don't know, it feels kind of necessary that I truly come to understand what Abigail was up to in her last days. You're shaking your head, sir, and I'll gesture to Dylan.
You don't need to do that. Honestly, just hold on to what you've got right now, because viewing what she was working on or viewing what she'd completed, it'll just taint any memory you've got left. Just don't go there.
Braxton is left a little flabbergasted, a little unsure how to respond. The invitation still stands.
Well,
I'll gladly come along and help you folks, but I certainly don't want to take anything that's there. I'm finding it already difficult enough to sleep as it is after having seen that stuff, and
really,
it provoked a hell of a lot of reaction. Okay, and hats off to her. If that's what she was after, then she goddamn well, it worked. But I don't think anyone needs to see that kind of stuff.
well, if I can offer, maybe let me take a look at it first, and then I can maybe prepare you.
Very well. If it's anything pornographic or please, just let's take it away now.
No, it's not pornographic in any way, shape, or form. There's one piece in particular which I think you might either find either very beautiful or heartbreaking, because it bears a hell of a resemblance to her, for one thing, and it's the way that she's effectively laying in a coffin. But it's the rest of the ambience of everything, that those unnatural angles, those goddamnable things. Like, you know, there's a concept in music or sound of the brown notes that just by being subjected to a particular frequency will provoke a physical reaction.
Dissonance, yes.
Her art does the same thing with sight, that it just promotes discomfort, fear, and I'm not exaggerating when I was saying that it's messed me up.
If it's too much for you, we'll warn you. But being an artist, you need to also understand that her art wasn't just for her; it was for the world. And even if it's something you don't like, at least turn it over to the museum or to the school and let them do something with it. Not just throw it in the garbage if you don't like it.
Mr. Jacobson,
it's yours. It's technically yours. So,
well, I appreciate that, and you don't have to defend Abigail's art. We'll be the judge of it, and I'm sorry, Mr. Carter, that it bothered you so much. We'll see to it. I
Also,
hope every,
technical excellence. Sure, she got full marks, but just because you can do it doesn't mean you should.
What time should we meet? In the morning? Maybe 9, 10?
that'll work.
I don't know where the
Works for me.
gallery opens.
Get home safe, gentlemen.
Thank you.
So, those of you who are artists are facing an hour-long drive from Provo back up to Salt Lake City. Michael and Braxton have a short drive home to Provo. And as you all contemplate how you're going to spend the rest of your Friday, as everything has gotten done in the early afternoon, we'll say around 2 p.m., everything's finally over. We will take a short break. So think about how it is you would like to spend the rest of this day, if anything at all, and we'll reconvene.
5 minutes later.
So, as you're all leaving, you have the rest of this Friday ahead of you. It's been unseasonably warm this December. You've been primarily getting rain and occasional snowfall. So it may be mid-December at this point, but if you can go without a coat, there's a light drizzle happening right now as you are headed your separate ways. So you have the rest of the day ahead of you. Only 2 p.m. now. It's an hour's drive back to Salt Lake City. The cemetery where Abigail was buried is only 15 minutes from here in Provo. The Smith's home is not too far away from here. The Utah Museum of Contemporary Art in downtown Salt Lake City is open on Fridays. So
And
if
that's
there
where
is
the
anything,
installation is?
that is where the installation is. So
Hmm.
the day is
Um,
at this point yours, however you would like to spend it, or if you would just like to indicate that you're just how your character fills the rest of their day, and we can move on to tomorrow. That's also fine. So if you want to
Before
start
we
driving to Colorado, just do whatever.
before we get in our cars and drive away, I'll probably take Alex aside. Just say, Alex, the museum is open. Everybody else seems kind of reluctant to see this thing. You think we should go take a look at it first? I don't know how far you got to get home. Dylan's afraid of it or freaked out by it.
No, I have a Airbnb not far from here. Um, yeah, I mean, Dylan in particular seemed particularly scared. Like he didn't
And
want
his
to, almost
brother
like
wants to destroy it.
yeah, um, yeah.
And
I
his
I
dad
don't
won't
want it
freak out.
yeah, I don't want it destroyed. I definitely want to see what she. I hate to say it, I want to see what she died for.
Does anybody know how she died? I know her Penelope found her, but I don't know. Was it drugs? Was it actual suicide? Did she?
Word on the street, and by that I mean social media, and you're part of the campus art community, and this has been
Sure.
what everybody's been talking about for the last week. Somebody heard from somebody else that Penelope um, found Abigail in their bathtub. She had filled the bathtub and she had slit her wrist.
Oh,
Well, that's a kind of a painless way to go. You just fall asleep and bleed to death. So she didn't choke or um anyways, I with or without you, I think I'm gonna go by and take a look at this exhibit before we spring it on the dad.
yeah. I see what you're saying. If
These
it's
seem
really
like the
that
kind of
bad,
people that might take a hammer to it and just smash it all,
yeah.
especially Michael. All right,
I have my scanning gear too, so I mean,
let's look it up and see where it is, and I'll look on my phone to see what the address is and see. I'll meet you there.
Yeah, sounds
15,
good.
20 minutes. All right, cool.
So
Well,
it is an hour's drive from where the funeral
Oh,
services were held.
We
okay.
might want to drive
Yeah.
together.
So yeah, so you're currently in Provo, which is in Utah County. So you have to drive north up into Salt Lake County and then into Salt Lake City itself. So it's about an hour's drive up I-15, in case anybody wants to know.
No.
While they're off doing stuff
Well-
that they will come to regret, I'm going to I'm going to head back in the direction of home, but probably getting on the phone to this is where my knowledge of American healthcare fails me a bit, but trying to get an appointment with a doctor, trying to say,
Yeah. What particularly would you like to speak to a doctor about?
I'm having some particularly bad sleeping problems, and I think can you potentially prescribe me some beta blockers because I need to stop having these dreams that are really messing me up?
Yeah, so you can make a luck roll. Welcome to the American healthcare system.
I think 50% is a lot, honestly.
I feel like you're being generous as a keeper.
Evidently, he has not got any. He hasn't got what I need.
That's the soonest anyone can see you is next Wednesday.
Okay, I'm then going to proceed to go around as many pharmacies as I can, getting the strongest sleeping sedatives that I possibly can, in the hope that they will knock me the fuck out.
You buy a lot of melatonin, maybe even some Benadryl.
I just
Anything that
mix a cocktail of them up. Sure, this will do something. It can't be any
Dylan
worse
is,
than what I'm already
so
experiencing.
Dylan is making sleeping arrangements right now.
Braxton makes sure that everyone leaves the eulogy safely, and then makes an effort to help Michael wrap up, and will even offer to drive Michael home, with the intention of making sure that he knows Michael is safe back at home.
Yeah, no, I'll drive, Dad. Thanks. I'll drive. And but when I get home, I'm gonna just walk into the shed. I'm gonna start unloading the back of. I probably have like a Suburban or something, and I'm gonna start unloading the back, and I'm gonna start loading up. Like I'm gonna throw in a pair of gloves, a sledgehammer, a shovel, a big stack of trash bags. You know, I'm not gonna say a word. I'm just gonna start loading it up.
Braxton assumes that he's safe now back at home, and he's actually going to sneak into his own car, put on a big coat, top hat, and he's going to head over to the museum as well.
Okay, so Michael is making preparations. Dylan is making preparations of a different sort. So Pierce and Alexander. Traffic hasn't gotten too bad since you're leaving in the early afternoon. So you have a nice pleasant drive up to Salt Lake. As you're leaving Provo, you see the beautiful Utah lake glittering in the somewhat overcast, but still pretty. You weave your way up and through the mountains, and you come back down into the valley. You see the vast array of a suburban sprawl before you, and before you know it, you are in downtown Salt Lake City. You find parking, and you reach the Utah Museum of Contemporary Art, which is this very angular brick and concrete building attached to the Salt Palace Convention Center. There are people coming and going the Friday afternoon. You see that there are some reporters outside. The big camera, standing there with a microphone. And it's like, I'm Dallin Thompson here with the Fox 13 News. We are outside the Utah Museum of Contemporary Art, where a major scandal has broken out this week. A new exhibit by a local artist named Abigail Smith, titled Kingdom by the Sea, has been causing quite a stir among the populace, some have already been calling for the exhibit to be removed. Um, as many have already heard from various news reports and obituaries, the artist herself, Abigail Smith, killed herself later the evening that the exhibit was released. We go now to, and that keeps going as you enter the building.
Holy smoke, Alex.
Jesus, what did she do?
I don't know, but
And you enter the museum itself. Uh, there is a sign asking you if you would please donate $10 for your visit.
Sure, I can do that.
You go inside. It's very quiet in here as compared to out on the street. There are people going around viewing various artworks that are on display, sculptures, paintings, etc. You pick up a little brochure, you flip through it, and you find that the kingdom by sea um, is in the very back corner of the first floor.
hey, you know, with all this media coverage, she's going to end up being another famous dead artist. That's God, why the fuck did she kill herself?
Yeah, I really need to see this painting. I need to see like what had her so wound up.
Okay. So you reach this long, dark hallway, very dimly lit. Facing you is a softly lit plaque or a little standing sign that says, Kingdom by the Sea, artist Abigail Smith, mixed media sculpture. Um, and then below that, you see the poem Annabel Lee by Edgar Allan Poe, which, for those who do not know, that was what I read as the epigraph to this scenario. Walking past that, you pass a few people leaving the installation. Some of them look lost in thought. Some of them are wiping tears from their eyes. Some look angry, scandalized in some way. When you reach the end of the hallway, you come across one final lit sign.
Is it that by its indefinite? Oh, thank you. I was about to say, is it that by its indefiniteness, it shadows forth the heartless voids and immensities of the universe, and thus stabs us from behind with the thought of annihilation when beholding the white depths of the Milky Way? Or is it, or is it that, as in essence, whiteness is not so much a color as the visible absence of color, and at the same time, it is it for these reasons that there are such a dumb blankness, full of meaning in a wide landscape of snows, a colorless, all color of atheism for which we shrink? And when we consider that our theory of the natural philosophers, that all other earthly hues, every stately or lovely emblazoning the sweet tinges of sunset skies and woods, yea, the gilded velvets of butterflies and the butterfly cheeks of young girls, all these things are but subtle deceits, not actually inherent in substances, only laid on from without, so that all deified nature absolutely paints like the harlot. Those allurements cover nothing but the charnel house within. And when we proceed further and consider that the mystical cosmetic, which produces every one of her hues, the great principle of light, forever remains white or colorless in itself, and if operating without medium upon matter, would touch all objects, even tulips and roses, with its own blank tinge. Pondering all this, the placid universe lies before us a leper, and like willful travelers in Lapland who refuse to wear colored and coloring glasses upon their eyes, so the wretched infidel gazes himself blind at the monumental white shroud that wraps all the prospect around him. Herman Melville, Moby Dick, or the Whale.
So,
Braxton, would you please remove your headphones?
FYI, I did say that I was heading to the museum, by the way.
Oh, that's true. So we could say, let's make it easier. Um, you're right. I was like dramatic. You're we keeping you in suspense, but we'll just say as these two are reading this placard, you come up behind them.
I come up behind them, recognizing their shapes, and immediately becoming embarrassed at the fact that I wasn't the only one who thought to do this. I will probably navigate around them and shield my face from them as best I can.
Mr. Smith?
Oh, Pierce, Alex, yes.
I'm sorry. After we left, we thought maybe we should see it before you, but
To save you the trouble, if there's really that bad, there's news people outside. There was a
yeah.
lady crying with a baby. I think we may want you may want to think about going in there.
I appreciate that, gentlemen, but it's time that I face the truth of what my daughter was up to. So I think I will do the difficult thing and enter along.
Well, I'll, I'll, if you want, I can offer my opinion as we go, just to sort of explain why she might be doing something. But honestly, it seems so intriguing. I don't know, maybe I'm not prepared. Maybe just blank my mind out before I walk in and see. She's got a quote there by Herman Melville. Uh,
I read that
I
to
heard,
her as a child.
oh, that's quite a long story to read to her. Yeah.
I have high expectations of my children.
Well, let's take a look at this.
So the three of you round the corner, and you're confronted with this vast black room. Your eyes take a moment to adjust, and you realize that what light there is coming from black lights. And this room is a labyrinth of these pure white sculptures. The whiteness shines through even in that greenish haze that comes from the black lights. You see conglomerations of spheres interspersed with cubes and thorns. Among them, you see what seems like coral or tree branches or broken human fingers reaching out of these shapes and forms towards you. As you move throughout the room, there's this deep tonal sound or this ambient noise, and you realize that you're hearing distorted echoes of your own footsteps as though you're hearing them underwater played back to you. You wander through there are display cases of these strange and twisted smaller sculptures or jewelry of some kind. There are these spots where in bas relief, you see these strange figures emerging partially out of the stone. Rotten human faces, more octopoidal or fungal than human. As you turn around, you feel this deep, sickening feeling of vertigo as you realize you no longer know where you are. That object that you were just looking at, that used to be spheres and cubes, is now triangles and thorns and broken fingers and reaching hands, trees blowing in the wind, bleached coral dying in a reef. You wander perplexed and dazed until you end up in the center. And there is this large marble funeral vault surrounded by these twisting pillars. You can't tell if they're leaning towards you or away from you. As you approach this marble tomb, you look inside. There's a glass top, and inside of it, reposed in a funeral shroud, you see the marble sculpture of a young woman who you immediately recognize as Abigail, her eyes closed. in the center of all of this insanity.
Almost kind of overwhelmed, having never experienced something quite like this before, never knowing that my daughter was even capable of this. Braxton approaches the coffin and sees the outline of what is clearly an inspiration from Abigail, and as if unable to contain himself anymore, finally begins to quietly sob, the tears hitting the stone, resting his hands strongly on it, and Pierce and Alex can probably hear under their breath, "What did you get into? What became of you, my Abigail?" And he's just kind of quietly sobbing.
And your cries and your questions in the silence of the space, they're picked up by these microphones submerged in salt water, concealed around you. The microphones pick up your cries, they pick up your pleading questions, and they echo them back to you, distorted through waves, the weight of untold amounts of water. The echo of the depths of your own sorrow and grief, these questions that will never be an answer to, reverberating endlessly around you all.
The mockery almost kind of offends me. I take a step back and I look at Pierce and Alex, wiping my eyes, almost offended at what's going on.
I'll put one hand just on the back of your shoulder. It's very intense.
It's not of the spirit, I know that. I don't know what she was getting up to, but this is not of the spirit.
Do you want to go out?
Is that everything? And I'm looking around to see if there's another passageway or if this is the end.
You're looking around, and everywhere you look is just more pathways into this tangle of sculpture work. You don't know which way is the entrance anymore. Your sense of direction is completely lost to you.
I think I'm going to be sick, gentlemen. If you could you help me out, please?
Yeah,
I'm
yes,
just
of course.
moving.
Kind of try to keep your eyes focused downward on the floor.
Like
I
I'm trying to help, but it's hard. Like I'm distracted by what I'm being hit by.
And Alexander,
Oh.
this distraction from the sculptures around you, the weight of them leering around you, pressing upon you. Your mind is seared with that image of Abigail resting in her tomb. And you swear in the shadows and it's hard to see all the way down into the depths of that funeral vault. But you swear there was the impressions of something moving, tendrils probing in and out of her mouth. The three of you stumble your way through. Nothing is familiar to you. You swore that the sculpture here was, again, it was made of spheres, but now it's cubes, and the angles of everything. It's so disoriented until you stumble out into the light, almost barreling into a group who's coming in. And you exit into the museum proper.
Oh, I think
You
what I
all
want to
give
do
me
is
sanity rolls.
I think what I want to do is get Mr. Smith sitting on a bench because he's not feeling well. I did not pass my sanity roll, but my intention also is to turn right around and go back inside.
I failed my sanity roll.
If you pass, it's 1 point. If you fail, it's 1d4. Right.
But I felt distracted by Mr. Smith. I was concerned for his welfare, and now I want to go back and look more intensely at everything.
It's lost 4 sanity.
Braxton realizes he's alone and with a shaking hand pulls out from his pocket a handkerchief and with another shaking hand unravels it to reveal this very old, worn down kind of miniature sculpture of a little bird, the glazing after the years caked off of it. But he holds it in his hand and then kind of clutches it with both, and again just kind of repeats, "What did you get into, Abigail? What did you get into?"
So you asked the little bird in your hand that she made when she was young that question. It's almost as though you can hear her laughing, the voice of your little girl echoing from inside of that room. Again, distorted, trying to travel to you across oceans, through oceans. But it's that laugh, distorted as it might be, all the same.
I this is not of the spirit, and I think I immediately start stumbling my way out of the museum, not even considering Pierce and Alex. I need to get out of there.
Yeah, I need to. I think I'm going to throw up. I, th I think at this point that's what's going to happen.
You make a luck
Cavalier.
roll for me real fast,
Sure.
just because this is humorous to me. This is a pointless roll, and I'm not known for them. But here we go.
97.
Yeah,
Ooh.
you do not make it to a trash can. And very crestfallen museum employees start fetching a mop. And one of them comes over, sir, are you okay?
Uh, uh, it's overwhelming. We cannot let people in here. This needs to be closed down immediately.
Please just have a seat, sir. Um,
No, you have a seat. Will you have you? I I got to get out of here.
okay, and you stumble. There's still bits of spittle and funeral potato on your chin. But you stumble your way outside. Um,
Yeah,
and
I feel
Pierce,
like
you go back inside.
Want to experience it more. The feeling I'm concentrating on, like I say, expressionism. What is she making me feel? And I'm feeling bizarre, you know. It's like an acid trip or something.
How
Except that I'm
long
not.
do you spend in here?
Well, I think that I try to look at some of the smaller sculptures first, but when I go back to the center, I'm just trying. Maybe what I want to do is I want to try to figure out how she's causing the effect. But I'm doing that by experiencing it and looking at it. So you tell me how long I've been there. I might lose track of time.
Roll 1d6 for me.
3.
Okay. Alexander and Braxton, you wait and you wait, and Pierce does not reemerge.
I thought Smith was going to go. Braxton was going to go.
Oh, Braxton,
yeah, we
sorry.
were. I mean, we just made it outside. I stumbled out. Uh,
Yeah, so the two of you are outside, and minutes go by, and yeah, there's no sign of Pierce. All of you.
I mean, after what I just experienced, it's going to be at least 10 minutes before I realize that Pierce isn't right next to us. Um, Once that realization hits me, it more turns into like fear because I don't know what's going to happen to a person that keeps staring at that. And I want to start trying to figure out ways I can go back in there, but not experience what I just experienced. I don't know if we got to treat this thing like the Ark of the Covenant, like avert our eyes. I like something. I have a
It,
handkerchief in my back pocket. I would like to
Okay.
put that over my eyes in a way that I can only see just ahead of me, but not directly in front of me.
Okay. So you do this. You're going back inside?
To save Pierce, because
Yeah, so you go back inside, and the people who are just finishing cleaning up your throw up um, kind of rush to you, and they're like, "Sir, please, can we get you some water?" Um,
look, a distraction, and I keep going.
so they don't physically stop you, but they're all gravely concerned, and so you put your um, little blinder on, and you start wandering through. You're searching, looking for Pierce, whispering for him, calling out for him, maybe screaming for him at some point. Where is he? And Pierce, you spend the rest of the evening going through this until over the speakers, you hear 5 minutes until closing. 5 minutes until closing. All guests, please make your way to the exit.
Close. I'll I'll head for the exit, but at the same time, I probably look back at the stuff 2 or 3 times.
And as you're making your way out, you stumble in the dark into Alexander. Um,
Alex, are you okay? What did you think?
What did I think? Um, I think I think she outdid herself.
It was absolutely transcendent.
Yeah, it was. I will never forget it ever.
I don't want to. I think it was amazing. I'd go back in there right now if they aren't closing.
I think we need to go to Denny's and kind of cool off a little bit.
Okay. Um,
Come on, let's get out of here. I came back looking for you. This isn't a place you need to be.
I was just in there. You couldn't find me? I guess my
How
black kind of blends in, huh?
how long was Pierce in there?
in there until close, several hours.
So I was searching for him for several hours, essentially.
Yes, that's what you've just learned from the fact that hearing
But
the
did it
closing
feel
of the
like
museum.
it didn't feel like several hours, that did it?
No, no, it did not. And Braxton, yeah, these two, they don't come back out until
Yeah, but Braxton
yeah.
probably went to his car, cooled down for a couple minutes, decided that he's the next responsible for this, came back to the customer service desk, and was probably spending a good amount of time trying to convince them to shut down the exhibit, me being
You
her father, etc.
you have a curator of the museum at this point talking to you, and they like, sir, the rights to these pieces does not revert back to the artist and her estate in this case for another 3 months for its run. Um, you can have your lawyers contact our lawyers, and we can hash this out in court, but we're not shutting down the installation at this time.
It being several hours, I look over and I see Pierce and Alexander finally stumbling out, and I say, I will do that. I will contact my lawyers, and I will head over to them. Gentlemen, you stayed here too?
Oh, well, yeah, I wanted to give Abigail a 100% clear look at her work. I it's it's I lack the words to describe it, but
I think I can describe it. It's ungodly. It needs to be
it
taken
was
away immediately.
It's everything
well,
I
it
thought it
was
would be and more than I deserve to look at.
oh, just because you don't care for it. Um, I mean, you don't ever have to see it again, but um, let I value the experience. Uh, even though it was pretty intense.
Could we maybe call your friend Dylan? I could call Michael. We could have some dinner. I'd like to talk about this more. This is something that needs to be dealt with in one way or
Well,
another.
But what can we do?
Um,
You don't own the rights. No offense. My condolences, but there's nothing legally you can do.
Perhaps not, but there is a whole studio of her other works. If this is only one of many, I need to do my due diligence to make sure that the rest doesn't get out.
But I've inventoried her other work. A lot of her other work is in my virtual gallery. There's nothing like this. I see why she got so mad when I asked her to scan this. I don't even know how a computer would quantify this in a virtual space. I don't even know where to start. But there's nothing in that she has made that is even close to this.
um, Mr. Smith, I, I sympathize with how you feel about this, and you don't want, you obviously don't want the artwork. Would you consider giving it to me? I'll curate it. I'll take care of it. I'll make sure that we put it somewhere safe where you don't have to see it ever again. But
I look at Alex as if he's my only ally now, and I turn to you, Pierce. No, I need to
Absolutely
better
not.
understand what's going on.
it's your daughter's legacy. It's art. It's
It's not
provocative.
of the
It's-
spirit.
This is not her legacy. She has made some amazing art. I don't know what this is. I don't know what she was going through. I don't know who she was talking to, but this is more than her.
Well, okay. I get it. You don't like it, but
That's not what I'm saying. You're not hearing me, Pierce. I'm not
I'd
saying
be
I don't
glad
like it.
I'll take it off your hands.
Mr. Jacobson, I understand that you aren't of my faith, but my faith teaches me that when you come across something like this, it isn't of the spirit. It isn't of the Lord. It's some kind of darker force. It's the only way to explain this.
But you don't destroy anything that's, I mean, Catholic churches aren't of your religion either, but you wouldn't destroy them, would you?
They don't produce the effect that this did.
Just consider it. I can lock it away somewhere and keep it safe, keep it separate from, I mean, it's a lot to ask. Maybe think about it. Um, I'll call Dylan and see if we can meet somewhere. I don't know how far away Dylan is at this point.
Perhaps it's best just to wait till tomorrow. We were planning to meet at her studio anyway. Gentlemen, I have an over an hour drive back home. I have to get going.
All right, all right, all right.
Take care of yourselves. And I'll kind of slowly start walking away from them.
Holy smoke. Alex, this is what art is supposed to be. It's supposed to affect you, and my God,
Right, but this is like art in its purest form. I don't think it's safe for someone to have that.
that's even better. Safe is boring. But this is how they talked about Picasso when he first started, or Van Gogh, or
Do
any
you
of the others.
do you hear yourself? This isn't just something she made that's amazing. She doesn't even get to enjoy. This killed her. She killed herself.
I
And all you
we
can
don't
think about is the art.
we
Someone
don't
died
know
over this.
we don't know why she killed herself, but I've studied art. I've got a degree in art, in art history, and I've never seen anything that did this to me. I've seen Michelangelo's work and I've cried, and I've stood in Florence and seen the statuary and cried. And this didn't make me cry, but it did make me feel something I've never felt before. And if I think about it, I can feel it right now. I can see some of her pieces inside my head, like they're burned into my retina. That's amazing.
That's trauma.
You go to the movies, don't you? I mean, think of things. There've been movies that are, what you'd say, traumatizing, but people flock to them anyway. Like, what's that movie? Uh, Fin Absolu du Monde. Uh, they said people attacked each other in the theater when they saw it. Uh, I don't know. I guess we'll get together tomorrow, but
We got to figure out what she was getting into to even that she would even create something like that.
well, let's get a hold of Professor Farnsworth. She seemed to be impressed with it. Maybe she understood. Maybe they were working together. Uh, oh my God, I'm going to call Professor Farnsworth. We'll see you tomorrow, and I'll walk away. But I'm going to go to my car and immediately call Dr. Farnsworth and say, well,
Yeah, so
call him.
you call, it rings a few times, and then you hear Olivia speaking.
Olivia, Dr. Farnsworth, this is one of your former students. I don't know if you remember me. What the hell is my name? What the hell is my name?
Pierce Jacobson?
Oh, you recognize my voice.
Yes, you were at the
Yes, it's
funeral.
Pierce. Yes, you saw me. I saw you there as well. I've just seen Abigail's exhibit at the museum. Have you seen it?
Isn't it exquisite?
It's fucking astonishing. But I
Again,
think
true genius.
I think that there's a problem because I think that Mr. Smith, um, Braxton, I think is his name, he wants it taken down. And my friends Dylan and Alexander also think that it's horrible and it should be destroyed. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, so it's the reactionary politic of the day seems to be winning in this case. They see true greatness and they want to smother it.
Is,
They see
is
such
there a way?
pure
Is there
artistic
a way we
expression,
can?
and they.
Is there a way we can
I have
protect
some
it in some way?
I have some friends who deal in the art business, as you may know, um, and they know plenty of people who deal with art law, and so I'm seeing if we have good evidence that the estate will destroy these pieces if they revert back to them. I am
Oh,
working on it as best I can on my
hey,
end.
I would really appreciate being kept in the loop because I was dating Abigail for a while, and if there's a chance that I can get some of her work, uh, I told her father that I'd be glad to conserve it and keep it safe, but I don't know. He's kind of freaking out, and so are my other
Well, this
friends.
has very little to do with your sexual past, everything to do with Abigail's greatness. Let's keep this about Abigail and not about you. All right. We, again, I will do everything I can to make sure that her work is preserved for generations to come.
Well, I would like to work with you on that.
Okay, well, I will keep you informed. Are you planning to come to the studio tomorrow morning?
Yes.
Okay, then I will see you then.
Goodbye. Click.
Okay, so everybody scatters.
I'm going to rent a room nearby and not drive home, uh, so that I could be right in the area in the morning.
Do you not live in Salt Lake City?
Oh, I do.
Yeah, then
But
you're
we'll
pretty
say that I do that
local.
anyway
Okay.
because it's right there.
Okay, so you get a hotel and you stay the night.
And I sit in there and
Yeah.
I probably just stare at a wall and think about what I saw.
And one by one, you all drift off to sleep. Dylan, it's the dream again. You know it. You are
Nobody,
standing in this causeway surrounded by these great works of masonry, these titanic blocks, larger than any person could lift, larger than teams of people could lift. These titanic blocks all around you, winding up and up and up into nothingness. Everything is covered with the slick green ooze. The stone is weeping white pus. Your ears feel stopped up with water. You feel like you're drowning, but you don't drown. You continue to breathe the salt. You stumble trying to find your bearings, trying to find where the hell you are. All of you find yourselves in your dreams in a similar situation. This vast, twisted ruin, a corpse city sprawling endlessly in all directions. You go up or down stairs and ramps and causeways and arches and corridors, endless into this endless blackness. Everything glowing a faint green, stones weeping. And all of you hear the very calm voice of Abigail. Not this way, not that way. Come here. Come here. This is where you want to go.
I'll run towards her.
I follow.
Yeah,
I'll also move towards her.
yeah, I'm gonna move towards it too.
As all of you start following this voice, you start hearing Abigail cry. The point? The point? They ask about the point. There is no point. This way, this way. The endless sprawl of masonry starts to change in its character. There are now things watching you. You can't see them, but you know that they're there. Formless. The masonry reflects them. These figures leaning out of the rocks. These melted, contorted, human almost, but twisted mass of coral and feelers, fungal rot, skeletal. Yet they seem alive and dead. The pale color of corpse flesh. It's almost as though they're reaching out and tugging at the edges of your clothes. And the pathway narrows. You see it narrowing and narrowing and narrowing. And you just hear Abigail. This way. Come, see.
Braxton is calling out to her like a stern father. Show yourself, step out of the shadows. And he's just moving forward, pushing the hands, the invisible faces off of him.
And you hear Abigail speak in a much younger voice. She was a little girl. She says, "Look, Daddy, come look. Look what I made."
I just keep pushing forward.
All right, so you're pushing forward. What is everybody else hearing Abigail's voice?
I'm pushing forward. I want to say, I'm like, Abigail, it's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm moving forward. I'm just like, Abigail, I'm sorry. Come on, talk to me. Let's figure this out. Where are you at?
Now I'm also moving forward and I'm shouting, Abby! Abby! But I think, unlike these guys, I don't find what's around me beautiful. I find it like offensive almost at this point. And to the extent of my ability, I'm going to be knocking things over. And I don't know if I have it, I really want to take a sledgehammer to things.
You feel destructive. You look around for anything that you can use to crush this blasphemous pile into dust and trample it under your feet, but there's nothing. There's nothing you could do. You feel this utter sense of helplessness. And as all of you try to press forward, this way it looks expansive, like you should be able to walk freely, but it's so narrow. It shouldn't be this narrow. It can't possibly be this narrow. And you wedge yourselves into this masonry as these coral-like protrusions come from the rock and they start to grab you. You struggle and you can't push past, and eventually they start to get their fingers into your mouth and over your eyes. You feel that wet ooze, that pus seeping down your shirt and onto your skin. And all of you wake up. We get SAN rolls from everyone, please.
And a T. Dang.
Success.
Fail.
Let's hear.
Fail.
Okay, so a little complicated. Michael, you've been having the dreams for a while. Since you've already seen the exhibit, you're okay on SAN loss. Dylan, you've already taken a good chunk from these dreams, so you only lose one additional point. The rest of you, if you pass, 1d2. If you fail, 1d6, please.
Just 2.
And as you all wake up early,
That is 5.
5.
Ooh.
Roll an intelligence check for me, if you would.
That is a 24 under 90, so
Okay. How would you like to freak out as you wake from this nightmare?
I'm in this Airbnb. So I'm in the second floor where the bedroom is. And directly in front of the bedroom door is the stairs. So I'm going to freak out and try to run away. I'm going to go right out the doorway and fall down the stairs and slam into the closet door below.
Okay. Roll 1d6 for me, please.
4.
Okay, you take 4 points of damage, and we will take a short break.
Okay. 4? Oh my God, this is not pulp. That is a lot.
Is that a major wound? Is that
Broke
half?
your nose.
So I have 10.
Okay. So falling down the stairs is pretty bad. So
Man, I gotta watch what I say with this group. Jeez. Okay.
Having fallen down the stairs before, I know how painful that is.
Yeah, bruising, maybe a cracked rib, like
Yeah, you're
broken
gonna
Okay.
show up
finger or
tomorrow to
two.
cast.
Yeah, you're.
Oof.
So, Alexander, in your rush to escape this sunken ruin of your dreams, you have hurled yourself essentially down the stairs. You're in severe pain. You feel like you've broken several of your fingers in your left hand, and maybe bruised a rib or two.
So yeah, I'm currently spooning the Swiffer mop that's in the closet because I went through the wall. I went through the door. If I took four, I went through the door. Um, and I just kind of resign myself like this has to stop. I can't live like this. I'm gonna end up killing myself. Um, so I don't know even. I think I'm gonna call Dylan. Do I have Dylan's number? Are we?
Why not?
Yeah.
We all exchanged them at the funeral.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna call Dylan and I'm just gonna say, even if he doesn't there's no answer. The message is going. You were right. We should have never gone there.
I think he'll pick up, but it'll be after a few rings, just probably on the verge of the answering machine or the answering machine picking up. But when he picks up, he's evidently quite tearful and still with a very sniffling voice. Yeah, hello. It's what I don't even know what time it is. Am I late for something?
No. I had a nightmare and I fell down the steps. I think I need help.
Uh, isn't that what 911's for?
They wouldn't understand.
Uh, I know that line really well recently. Uh, give give me your address. I'll come on over.
All right, I'll text him. I'll text him my address.
Right, I will make my way over there.
Braxton wakes up in a dripping cold sweat, gets up, realizes he's practically soaked to the bone, changes out of his temple garments back into a new pair. And I want to say the first thing that Michael sees when he wakes up is his father sitting at the foot of his bed, kind of waiting for him to wake up.
Jeez, Dad, what are you doing?
Michael, I want to apologize to you. I should have believed you when you said those things about Abigail. I went to the museum yesterday. I saw it.
You saw Abigail's exhibit?
I don't know what she got into while she was away from us, but it's not of the spirit, and we need to do something about it. We can't have this tarnish our family name.
Yeah. Yeah, Dad, I already packed a bunch of tools and bags and stuff in the truck. I thought maybe we'd take care of it today.
Well, I already spoke to the people at the museum. They gave me the runaround, but I know some very good lawyers, and we can handle this the legal way. Now, as for her other art that we might find in her studio today, well, that's a different story.
Yeah, I thought we could call Penelope and maybe that art teacher and go pick up the stuff. I don't know if you think we need a couple extra hands, maybe we can get some of our friends in on it too. I know there was a couple of big guys. But
Come
yeah, no,
downstairs.
I think that if we talk to those people at the art show, I think they'll see reason. I mean, it's profiteering off the misery of another person. You know, it's defiling the memory of our sister,
I agree with you, but
my
these
sister.
these people are of the earth, and they are going to want to continue to make their profits. But what we aren't going to do is risk jail time over this. We will figure out. Cooler heads will prevail.
All right, Dad.
All right, let's get some breakfast. Come on.
And I wake up and my face stings, and I get up, still reliving the dream in my head, and I look in the bathroom mirror, and I've got scratches on my face where I clawed at my own face, and I'm exhilarated, and I'm going to go to my closet, and I'm going to start pulling stuff out because I've got a box of art supplies somewhere in the bottom here that has Sculpey, and I pull out my box of Sculpey and dump it onto the table, and I start trying to mold it into the shapes that I saw, but it's so dull. It's so dull compared to her work. But I'll probably sit there and do that until I've got to go to Denny's. We're we all going to meet at Denny's. That's what my brain's
I believe
telling
your
me.
plan was to meet up in the morning at the sculpture building at the University of Utah.
To keep reminding me of what I'm supposed to do. I want to go back to the museum. The other thing is that at a certain point, I'm going to realize that I'm not home. I'm at a hotel, and there's no Sculpey. And, forgot I didn't go home. So I get I don't know, cheese or something, and I'm trying to sculpt it. And
We'll say that um,
I ordered a pizza.
yeah,
I'm sculpting the pizza.
we'll say that there is the hotel that you rented is nearby an art supply store,
Okay.
so you can go get your materials. Um, but yeah, no matter how hard you work, feverishly, this great creative anxiety, frustration is it's not right.
This is just balls and squares and stuff. And how did she do it? I'm trying to capture, but yeah, I can't do it. So eventually I'll get dressed and make my way to the studio.
Okay, so Dylan, you arrive at the Airbnb. It's a bit of a drive, because Alexander, you said your Airbnb was in Provo, yes? Yeah, you're in Provo. So
Yes.
so Dylan, you drive the hour down, and you find a very mangled and bruised looking Alex.
You know, all I managed to do in my first aid courses was know how to unpack a pack of plasters or a band-aid and wipe some hydrogen peroxide on stuff. I'm not the best person you need for this.
It's I can heal I can tend my own wounds. I brought you here because that exhibit, we have to figure out where that came from. Because Pierce is fixated on it at this point. Braxton, I'm pretty sure, or the father wants to burn it. And part of me feels like that's the best idea. But I don't think, it's like burning away grass. Like, yeah, you congratulations, you burned grass, but it's going to grow right back. So we have to figure out where this is coming from. Um, did she talk to you? Did she mention? Because me and her stopped talking. When she told me that this exhibit was going to be happening and I asked her to scan it, she freaked out on me. We didn't talk after that. Did she say anything to you?
Um, I will look to my memory bank here to the GM and say, do I remember anything? Or
So what you know, Dylan, I mean, you've been a very close friend of Abigail's. She started the Kingdom by the Sea um, about a year and a half ago. Very secretive about it. Normally, she's happy to share works and things, but she was very closed off. Um, and you could tell she was getting more and more uh, erratic. Let's say, like she was like simultaneously deeply depressed, but also very excited and irritable. Um, she kept talking about her magnum opus, um, this um, this monumentous, important work, and at the same time, um, she would get in these spells of thinking about giving up on it, or uh, what is the point of it all? That's what I ask myself. What's the point? What's the fucking point? People are too blind. They refuse to see truth. Um, Things of that nature. So she was growing ever more irritable, ever more hostile. Um, so you probably didn't see her in the month leading up to the, other than right a few days before you went out to coffee, and as she was completed it, and the museum was setting it up. And she seemed so preternaturally calm at that point.
gotcha. I will relay that to Alexander, but with the kind of adding the spin on that, it seemed like that whatever this was it was definitely bringing about such a conflict of different emotions. No wonder she wasn't in the right headspace by the end of it. But if she'd been working on it for this long, I agree there must have been some kind of kernel of inspiration behind this, that this just didn't come out of nowhere. But like I said at the funeral, and I thought tried to make it as clear as possible, that once you see this stuff, you can't unsee it. Why the hell did you fucking go in the first place?
Because when someone says, "Oh, I can't unsee this," it's like, I don't know, weird things, but weird things you can go to sleep afterwards, I never thought it was going to be whatever that was. I just thought it was going to be something wildly inappropriate or something like that.
Well, if you're going to experience the same thing that I had, you're in for the long haul. I suggest you get some good drugs, because that shit's going to come back and haunt you every fucking night, like it's haunted me every goddamn night. And
well, how do we fix it?
Well, I'm wondering if we go diving to find where that inspiration came from, we're just going to fuck ourselves up even more. I mean,
or we can find a way to stop it.
Well, I'd say, are you willing to take that risk?
It's better than doing nothing, Dylan.
Well, I suppose hoping for more drugs.
Wait, well, I mean, let's not be too hasty. Drugs are definitely on the, that's definitely an option. But wow, that is, again, that's just a Band-Aid. We need to figure out where this came from.
My gut reaction then is we go find her roommate and see if she kept a journal. There must be some stuff there must be somewhere, like if she's a writer, writers have notebooks where they keep stuff, like they keep their ideas down. She must have had a sketchbook, she must have had a journal, she must have had somewhere where she wrote these initial concepts down in. And hell, if someone gave her this idea, and if someone gave her this idea deliberately, I want to smash their teeth in.
Agreed. Well, it's too early now to speak with the roommate. I don't know about you. I'm going to get myself together. You're welcome to utilize the house the way you will. I mean, you came all the way out here. I appreciate it. I'm going to get myself together, and We can
Do one of you want to give
search.
me a first aid check?
Sure. 'Cause I'm pretty sure I'm looking at my spleen right now. That's a 40.
What is your first aid? Base is 30.
It is 30.
Same here.
I can. Oh. In the interest of not dying, I'll use 10 luck.
Okay. You grit your teeth. You realize your fingers are not broken, but they are dislocated. And so one by one, you start popping each finger back into place.
Oof.
While you are doing the stuff that's making my stomach churn, I'm going to go and become very good friends with your coffee machine. And,
You said something about drugs. You have them?
I want them. I was hoping for some beta blockers to stop my brain working overnight.
All right, so I'm gonna finish popping in my fingers one by one. God. That's one way to wake up. I don't need coffee. I'm good.
I will gladly down the rest of your coffee then, because I do not want to go back to sleep if I can help it now.
Me either. I'm going to make a second pot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we have a very coffee-infused breakfast going on. We have a very pointedly not coffee-infused breakfast going on. We have some failure of sculpture work happening. So unless anybody wants to have a conversation or wants a moment to speak, we can move things along to say 10:30 a.m. as you all meet up at the sculpture building. That sounds reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
There's a light snow today, but it doesn't last very long. Again, it's unseasonably warm. And Olivia is waiting for you all outside.
Olivia, we have to do. I'm sorry, don't be disrespectful, Professor. We have to do something. It was astonishing.
Braxton is walking up with Michael, and they have the complete opposite. I have the complete opposite reaction.
Yeah.
Olivia, thank you for meeting us.
Yes,
Glad to get this out of
thank
the
you,
way.
thank you so much for coming. It'll be good, I think, for the healing of the campus community. To make sure that her stuff gets where it needs to go.
Yeah.
So she scans her ID badge, lets you into the building. You walk down this very unlively corridor, very plain. Basic tile flooring, wooden doors leading off to various classrooms and workshops and what have you. And then you round a corner, you go deeper into the building, and it's like, these are where private studios are, and this one is Abigail's. So she unlocks the door, swings open, and you're all hit with the smell of plaster, the smell of oil paint and turpentine. She flicks on the light, and you see this very messy studio. There are bags of plaster, there are boxes of paints, brushes scattered about, sculpting tools scattered about. There's clay. You see the remnants of what was stone or marble chippings. In the center of the room, on these little plinths, are a number of sculptures. Most of them are unfinished, though they look very reminiscent of the work that you saw at Kingdom by the Sea. There are these forms, but you can see into their skeletal components, these wire meshes, these wire skeletons. And there's one finished piece in the center. that is spherical and conical and with those coral fingers. Almost feel like they're waving at you. Elsewhere in the room, you see a number of canvases. They're all landscapes, and you recognize them as paintings of the Great Salt Lake and of the Bonneville Salt Flats. And Olivia says, well, here we are. Please come in.
Why couldn't she have hung stuff like that up in the gallery? That would have been...
Oh, well, we talked about doing these as part of, all art and all different mediums inform each other, and they can inform our creativity. So, and she was grappling with this idea, and we were talking about her inspirations. I asked her it might be easier to paint some of these things first and then to bring them into being through sculpture. And so she went and did that request. And Dylan, as you see tacked up next to some of these paintings, you see photos that you have taken of the Great Salt Lake and the Salt Flats that seem to be used as reference, kind of large prints of them. Again, of the Bonneville Salt Flats and the Great Salt Lake.
Braxton, go ahead.
So I was going to say to the professor that, so you were quite involved in the creative process behind all this?
Well, part of the reason to go do a MFA program here is that you get one-on-one attention. She's only one of the two grad students that I work with. Supposedly, we have a lot of one-on-one conversations, a lot of one-on-one critique. I mean, with the graduate seminar, she brings in work for group critique and what have you. But I've been very involved with her creative process for the last 2 years. This is her Kingdom by the Sea is her thesis. This is her final work for the program.
You let her choose this subject as a thesis?
I feel like you're being unfair. This
They don't like her work.
This is a work of genius, Michael. Pure genius. Who am I to stifle her talent?
She foretold her own suicide in her art. I mean, don't you see that?
It could be read that way, I suppose, as a suicide note, but
and you didn't think to stop her or question her?
But we talked about her struggles with mental health and all. It is the struggles that many of us share. She told me she was seeing a psychiatrist at the university. She told me she was taking her medications. What am I supposed to do? Submit her to blood tests to find out if she's lying to me? Follow her to her appointments? She's an adult.
Maybe use some common sense. She's prone to depression. I mean, something like this is bound to, I don't...
Professor Barnsworth, the sculpture, the it's more than just art. I experienced something. These gentlemen, and I'll point to Pierce and Alexander, they experienced something. Where did she learn that? Where did you learn that? And he's kind of turning his body, standing next to Michael, kind of joining him.
I've spent my whole life, I've spent the last 65 years of my life doing art, studying art, immersing myself in art. 80 hours, 100 hours a week, painting and sculpting. This is my life. This was Abigail's life. It's a level of devotion people don't ever seem to fathom, and the greatness that can come from that. What do you think I did? Bewitch her? Do you think I'm a witch? I performed some kind of witchcraft? This is absurd, okay?
My daughter was not... She didn't... What's in that museum... I look at the statue. I look at Michael.
Her work has always been like this. Have you not
is a cry for
seen
help.
her undergraduate portfolio, what she submitted to apply to the master's program?
I was under the impression that I'd seen all of her art, but
Oh, it's the
maybe
art
I
that she
missed
showed
something.
you, sir. Sure.
It was nothing like this, and you have a responsibility. Even if you're unsure, you could have told. You have emergency contacts. You could have said something. You saw her spiraling, and you wanted to exploit her for her art.
And you're accusing me of a lot of things that are very unfair.
I'm going to step up from across, or speak out from across the room, because I'm kind of looking for her sketchbooks and things like that. I want to see what preliminary drawings and stuff. But
Yeah,
I'm going
you
to
find
say,
plenty of stuff like that. Yeah.
I'm going to say, why are you blaming her professor for not for something that was your responsibility? If she was troubled, where were you, Dad and brother?
Mr. Jacobson, this is a family matter. I don't think you need to interject yourself into this.
Well, she's not your family.
Are you serious right now?
Do you see what's happening? This is what this thing is doing to
The
us.
professor is not your family. And I'm on her side. This is art. And she gave this to the world. And
Well, you can be on her side, but it's not going to make any difference. And I'm going to heft that sledgehammer, and I'm going to choose one of the unfinished ones closest to me, and I'm going to smash it.
Easily done.
I'll call 911
Okay.
immediately.
Yeah.
While he starts going all universal lockpick on the artwork, I'm wanting to have a look specifically at the professor and trying to read how she's reacting to this. Because in my mind, I've got two potential possibilities. One, that she's very much like Pierce. She's the jaded artist that's finally latched onto something that she thinks is unique and that's evoking some kind of true feeling and emotion. So maybe a bit misguided and a bit manipulative, sure. But on the other hand, she could be the one that deliberately gave the inspiration to Abigail and is the cause for all this. I want to see if I can try and gauge
Give me a psychology check.
Yeah, which one of these she falls into. 34 is a regular pass. I can burn luck if you need me to.
You don't. It's the former.
Oh, okay.
Olivia did not implant this idea into Abigail.
Braxton sees Pierce getting on the phone, running around looking for something, and he realizes he needs to find, before Pierce does, some evidence as to what happened to Abigail, what truly influenced her. So he's also kind of walking around, looking through her desk, things like that.
I think I'm going to keep swinging. I'm going to work my way around the sculptures. I'll save the finished one for last, but I'll start smashing the unfinished ones one by one.
Before you can do that, I'll throw myself in front of you and say, so this is your Christianity, eh? Says, no wonder she killed herself.
This is my sister's work. It doesn't belong to you. You don't get a say in it.
I've got to say, I'm not going to let you do it. If you're gonna hit the artwork, you're gonna have to hit me.
Okay, yeah, I will.
So much for all my faith in the Mormon Church.
Yeah, I'm gonna punch him.
I'm gonna say some incredibly harsh stuff, but I'm not going to defend myself.
Okay, just roll an arm damage then, Michael.
Okay, I guess that's a D4 or D3 or D4 in this game.
It's a D3 plus damage bonus.
Which is like a D4.
If you're big enough.
Yeah.
It's not everybody has a damage bonus.
So 2 plus 2 is 4.
Okay.
4 damage.
So yeah, you break Pierce's nose.
Okay.
And he goes,
Okay.
Oh, I
I'm
thought
gonna
he hit me
wrestle-
with the sledgehammer.
Well, I
No.
fully
No,
agree that this
Michael,
art needs to
not
go.
with
I'm
not
going to
with the hammer.
tackle Michael. He can't be. We can't be hitting people. This is getting out of hand.
Okay, I go down. So I only take 1 point of damage or 2.
4.
How many? 4.
4 points.
All right, so I'm flat on the ground, probably.
Yeah, and Michael, you're distracted from your punch. Alexander tackles you to the ground.
Okay.
Olivia is like, for the love of God, everybody calm down. Braxton, give me this is chaos, so this is not an orderly search. So roll spot hidden with a penalty die. Dylan, what are you doing amid the chaos?
Similar to Braxton, but rather than looking with my fingers, I'm kind of looking around the room methodically, kind of doing a 360, wondering where would she put that kind of material. It's got to be somewhere that she's wants it to be protected, and basically trying to be methodical about where she's put stuff.
So we'll get back to you in a second. Braxton, what did you...
I rolled a 1, and I don't know what a penalty die is, but I suppose a 1 is a critical failure.
No, 1 is a critical success. That's the best roll you could possibly get. But now roll the tens die again.
Okay. 90.
Okay, that is your new results.
I don't find it.
We'll say you get something into your hands, and you're like, I think I found her sketchbooks. And then your son, who's getting tackled, slams into the back of you, and this just goes scattering everywhere. All these papers and drawings and sketches have been crumpled in your hands and thrown to the 4 winds.
I'm screaming, gentlemen!
And
At
I've got
point,
little shoggoths going around my head like this.
You're holding your nose, it's bleeding. Olivia looks down the hall, and she says, "In here, officers!" And 2 members of the campus police enter. They've got their tasers and their guns. These 2 burly-looking men. And they do not look pleased with what they see. Let go of him immediately.
No, you don't understand. I was trying to...
Son of a bitch punched me in the face.
Officers, we can explain everything. Please, if you just give me a moment to explain. Michael, please stand up.
Explain to me why exactly it is that you're causing such a disturbance on this campus.
Art.
He's destroying her artwork.
It is artwork.
It's not art. It's exploitation. It's our sister's work.
We have ownership of this, and we were just dealing with it, officer.
Let me put it to you this way. Say you had a laptop computer. Does that belong to you? Yes, it does. It's yours. Now, if you're going to go into a public place, a place that is not your home, and start violently destroying that piece of property, some might call that a disturbance.
You make a very good point.
Now is not the time or the place. And this, what the fuck happened to him? Pointing at Pierce.
We will settle that between our families. Pierce and Michael will discuss it. I think we need to be on our way. And I'm looking at Michael like we have no option. We got to go.
Well, I mean, if nobody's pressing charges,
Pierce, surely we can find a reasonable way out of this.
Sure.
I'm sorry,
I gave you an idea yesterday. Let me have custody of the work. You can just walk away and never ever look at it again.
That's not going to happen.
Well, then I'll press charges on you. I'll be like jail.
all right. We need
That's
statements. Petty. We need statements from everyone. No one go anywhere. You. All right, sir. You'll come with me. Braxton.
Fine, yes, fine. I'll go with them.
Okay, and he just starts asking you a lot of questions about, the time, what happened, how did things unfold, who punched who and when, what you're doing here, who you are, blah 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 blah.
I will not lie. I will give him the honest account. I will emphasize that it was us doing things with our own property, but no.
Okay. While this is going on, as you're being taken out of the room one at a time, Dylan, you find kind of tucked beneath a table a number of buckets. Several of the buckets have plaster powder in them. That seems reasonable enough. But the other two, they're small, sealable. One of them is filled partly with salt. And the other one is this dried, grayish black mud. The smell's awful. There's just a little bit of that.
See if I can grab an implement, or whether there's like a trowel or some other implement, poke around in it and see if there's anything that's buried in this thing. Holding my nose in the process and holding my breath.
Yeah, so you prod around in it, and it as soon as you punch through that dried outer crust, it just gets oozy. Just this squelching, like wet mud. Again, and the smell gets worse. All of you in the room can smell it at this point as soon as he breaks that dried crust around it. And the officer's like, "Step away from there." What?
Exactly what my question was going to be. Ugh.
Put that down. Sit over there.
I will comply.
I can't smell it because my nose is broken.
Silver linings.
So, what happens is they get everyone's statements. And they're like, "We need to photograph this all for evidence. No one's taking anything out of here today. We all need you to leave."
And I'll reiterate my previous statement to Braxton and Michael. Honestly, I don't want you to get in trouble, but I need some compensation, and I'm sorry. I have to take advantage of the situation because you could have you could have killed me with that sledgehammer.
This is extortion.
I pull Michael to the side. I pull him away and I say, "Son, Abigail was a lost cause, obviously. She is so far gone. Perhaps just giving the man what he wants and walking away from this is the best thing we can do, the most efficient thing."
Dad, you've seen that stuff. Nobody should have it, A, number one. B, it's her. It's everything about it represents her. Giving it to somebody else defiles her memory.
Being a part of this whole mess defiles our family legacy. I'm with you, but this man has us, and I don't know what to do. Michael, maybe we just walk away from this.
Look, if I have to, take some heat for hitting somebody, then I'll take it. I did it. You know what I mean? If I have to go to jail for a few days, fine. Fine. But I'm not giving him Abigail's stuff.
You are your own man, Michael. Do what you need to do then. Then I'll back off. Pierce, I'm sorry, but my son has other plans.
I understand. I hope you understand what I have to do.
But Pierce, you pressing charges does not give you the right to the art. This is ridiculous.
But I can't imagine anybody smashing art. If you want, just walk away from it and let the museum have it. But trying to destroy it, you talk about disrespect to your sister. she spent time and worked on that, and she put her heart and soul into it, and you just smashed it.
It doesn't belong to anyone else.
It doesn't belong to anyone. It belongs to everyone. That's what art is.
Well,
Imagine if the Mona Lisa didn't like her picture and she just decided to go in and slash it.
Mr. Jacobson, we will see you in court. Thank you. Let's go, Michael.
Sorry that it had to be this way.
All right, everyone. Let's clear out of here.
And I look over at Professor Farnsworth. I'm like,
And she's
Is Keeper, is there any computer present in this area?
no. Not that you can access.
That's fine. Those papers, though, no one else is going through the papers that got the.
You have been told to leave this room without taking anything. If you would like to try and abscond with paper, we could talk about that.
you know what? I did put 25 points into sleight of hand. That's not very much, but
Actually, no. We can play this game. I'm gonna. I would like to persuade the cops to allow me to pick up my things, which is the papers.
Roll fast talk.
12.
What is your fast talk?
50. So that is a hard. I will spend the 2 luck to make that extreme.
Do it.
I will do it.
All right. Just get the fuck out of here. All right.
Yes, officer. Thank you for your service. And I'll grab all the papers and I'll run.
Yeah. So you scatter like just a few there. They've been scattered. You can't get them all, but you get a few of them.
Working on following Alexander's lead here, I'll motion towards that bucket of awfulness and say, if I'm heading out, do you want me to get rid of this obvious trash?
For the love of God, get that out of here.
does it smell like anything? What how would you describe the smell? Fish or shit or earth or
Durian.
cheese?
It smells like brine. Salt, mud.
And seawater can stink really badly.
Or maybe it came off the salt lake.
Well, that's possible. That stinks.
Okay, so you're all outside of the building at this point. Olivia is just doesn't say anything to anyone.
Well, I'm
She's
over
pale,
by here,
sweating,
so I
and
will.
just very, very angry. But she's not saying anything or doing anything.
I'll say to her, we'll try to fight this every way we can.
Just go home, please.
I think Braxton has seen the lines drawn in the sand, and probably over the course of possibly even the next couple days, he and Michael, by extension, will probably reach out to Dylan and Alex and start having conversations. Maybe even suggest meeting to discuss this, as they seem to be the only individuals who are on the same page as us.
Well, this was in the morning, so it's about noon on Saturday by the time you're all, we'll say 1.
And I think we would have called for a lunch or a dinner.
1 o'clock, you all scatter, so...
Lunch at Denny's.
So Dylan, Alexander, Braxton, and Michael are together still. Pierce, I assume you're going your own way at this point.
Yeah, to the museum.
Yeah, okay, great.
Still need to drop by her apartment, right?
Yeah, she rents a house in the Avenues, which is a neighborhood in North Salt Lake City. by the university. So if she lived not far from here.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking. Before we go home to Provo, we should probably, swing by that house and pick up her stuff like Penelope asked us to.
Dylan, Alex, if you'd like to join us, I'd appreciate having you with us.
Yeah, I think there's safety in numbers is definitely something to be said for there.
Definitely, I agree. I'm gonna be a little late. Wait a minute. So, no, I'll go. Never mind. I'll go. I have a laptop. I'll go.
We'll maybe carpool, but we'll make our way to Abigail's apartment.
Well, I assume that Dylan and Alexander drove together.
That makes sense.
Is that fair? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Braxton and Michael did. So with 2 cars, you find parking on the narrow streets of the avenues. The house itself is a very simple and small red brick building. Outside is the dead remains of once flourishing plants and various pots, flower beds, planters, have you. There is a pine tree taller than the house out front. Its green needles unmarred by snow. None of the snow has stuck. And again, it has been unseasonably warm lately. And you go up to the door, ring the bell, and see Penelope opens the door. Says, "Oh, you came."
Much of Braxton's cordiality is gone at this point, and I think he pretty much pushes past and asks as politely as he can at that point, Penelope, where's Abigail's room? We need to go immediately.
Oh, it's the second door on the right.
I'll make my way over there, push the door open.
Yeah, so you you're pushing the door open. The house smells of cheap candles and weed. There are dirty dishes in the sink. The apartment has evidently not been cleaned in a while. There is a plump cat, Calico, curled up on the couch that's listlessly watching you all come in.
Take a moment to say hello to Penelope and then follow Braxton towards the room.
And you open the door, and if you thought the apartment was a mess, the room is chaos. There are piles of clothes everywhere, on the bed, off the bed. The bed is not made. The closet is overflowing with coats and sweaters, and it's hard to move around on make your way in here. There's a medium-sized mirror on a dresser. The dresser is cluttered with photographs, Polaroids, jewelry, little things to hold jewelry, makeup kits, and so forth. And on the walls are these large paintings. They read very abstract to you. They're done with the same white on white painting as all the sculptures in the exhibit, in the installation. And you push your way into the room. It's not that large of a room, but yeah, you're just confronted by this just mounds of objects.
Eternally disappointed by Abigail, Braxton just takes off his heavy jacket, kind of sets it down neatly, starts rolling up his sleeves, looks to his son, looks to the 2 other men, and then just kind of goes through the business of trying to make sense of this chaos, looking specifically for any journal or notes or things that explain what happened to Abigail.
You're looking through stuff, and you're putting stuff into bags. Is that what everybody else is doing?
Yeah, I'm going to put on a pair of gloves, and I'm going to go to Penelope and I'll say, Penelope, if there's any clothes or coats or anything that you want, just go ahead and take them?
No, please, just take it.
Otherwise-
Just get it out of here, please.
All right, and then
Is there
we'll
a
start
computer
shoving
in this
things in
room?
bags.
There is not a computer in this room. But you said you had your laptop with you?
I do. So what I wanted to do was essentially well, if she had a computer here, I wanted to look in that, but I want to look up, or basically since it's 2025, I want to take pictures of some of the images she has written down or sketched in her sketchbook, and I want to see what it brings up on the internet.
Okay, so you start taking pictures of things, uploading them. Things don't really make sense. A lot of her notes are rambly. They seem incoherent. Like she'll write the same word over and over and over and over and over again. Yeah, the internet is coming up with nothing. Until you find, well, actually, no, you don't actually end up finding anything through your own search of her kind of insane notes and sketches. You definitely can't find any reference photo she might have used for any of this. And Dylan, what were you doing?
I was thinking that's 2 or 3 people in the bedroom already. I was going to try and have a word with the roommate and try and keep her to one side so she doesn't get in the way, but also attack this from the social angle. Start asking her questions like, do you know anything about what she was working on? Did she ever explain where her inspiration came from? Did you ever see her keep any her notebook or anything? And basically try to get information out of her the social way.
Oh, well, we didn't do a lot of work in the apartment. It's a little small in here, and we agreed if we both started doing work in here, then there would be an unlivable space. So,
Like
a
a
kind
bedroom.
of pact or truce. We both did our work at our studios on campus. But I mean, Kingdom by the Sea, he's talking an awful lot about Lake Bonneville. You're not from Utah, are you? Are you not familiar with that
No,
bit of history?
I came here from Vermont.
Yeah, Lake Bonneville was during the ice ages, most of western and northern Utah was one giant lake. It went into Idaho and Nevada for tens of thousands of years. There was a very deep lake. A lot of the canyons around here were carved by it. But it dried up and it left behind the Great Salt Lake as its kind of diminutive child, so to speak, in the salt flats. Vast, several feet deep, thick plain of salt. It's beautiful. If you've taken photos of it, I've seen them. Yeah, the salt flats. Yeah,
it's hard not to. I mean, you've got some great landscape around here.
Yeah. But she'd been thinking a lot about that, and she's always been a bit odd. Had night terrors all the time. I'd hear her waking up screaming. But and this was all through undergrad and into graduate school. I mean, she's been like this for as long as I've known her. But recently, she discovered a new artist. I think I have it here, and she goes to this coffee table, strokes the cat a little bit, and starts going through. The coffee table is piled with these art books. You've seen a big coffee table things you can get at like museum bookstores, and like Impressionism, Cubism, Renaissance art, like just these giant, anyway. And she pulls out a very small one, and she's like, "This is a book of the forgotten artists of the 20th century." Found it at a thrift store. She was very taken by it. Um, but here, and she sits down on the couch. She flips through it, and she's like, "Here." Um, and she hands you this book, and on it you see up at the top, see the sculpture work of uh, Henry Anthony Wilcox. He used to be a sculptor who was working in the interwar period, um, particularly starting in the mid 1920s through the 1930s. Um, Seems he died in an automobile accident, um, but they have some images of some of his sculpture work that he did um, while he was living in Providence, Rhode Island.
When
And
Drizzy,
stylistically, there's something about that bas relief
Mm,
that
maybe I'm thinking back
prickles
to
the
that
back of your
image of
brain.
thinking back to that image of seeing Annabelle in the Abigail rather in the coffin and something coming out of her mouth. Mm,
Yeah, she
maybe
actually
that's
went back east. She went to Providence. Um, they have there's art still there. She went and studied it over the summer, and she came back, and well, she her magnum opus, I guess.
Do you know who she stayed with or who she specifically went to see?
They just have the Providence Art School. They still own the old building that Wilcox lived in, but um,
The Rhode Island Institute of
do
School
art design,
Design.
something like that.
Yeah, art and design. RISD. Yeah. Well, let's see. Rhode Island School of Design. RISD. That's it.
I think she's an Airbnb. She just, I mean, we have money, we have grant money to travel, so that's what she spent it on.
Well, it's a nice part of the world.
Well, very
Okay.
prolific trip, I guess.
Hmm. Okay. Can I borrow this? The holding the book.
Oh, you can have it.
Okay. I will head over to Alexander if he's on his laptop. Open the book to the offending page and point and say, do a Google Lens on that.
Yeah, so
Got your
you go through and you find there's a very brief Wikipedia page. There are a few blurry images that people have taken in this museum at RISD. Uh, there's not a lot of it, um, but some of this iconography, some of the imagery, some of the feel of it or the shape of it, the movement of it has deep resonances. They're not exactly the same, but there's a deep resonance between his work and the work of Abigail in Kingdom by the Sea. You do find that, as the book was saying, Henry Anthony Wilcox was struck by a car while he was walking home and was killed in the late 1930s.
Hmm.
But other than that, there's like just very like pages devoted to the works of obscure artists. So very, very obscure, not very well known. You can find some old newspaper archives of some pretty negative reviews of his work.
Hmm.
Very people having very similar feelings about his work as they did Abigail's, but maybe not to the same degree as Abigail's. But there is some kind of hostility towards it, as just another vulgar offshoot of the degeneracy of Cubism and what have you.
Flicking through the book, there's probably a paragraph in there about how the Providence Art Club really didn't like the artist coming out of the town, like this Pickman guy who was a hack. Yeah.
Yeah, you also find, there's an artist named Pickman in here too, in this book.
Providence made some weird artists.
Yeah, very, very strange place. But meanwhile, in the room,
I think eventually Braxton will see that Dylan and Alex are onto something, taking a break from the sorting of the room. Will investigate and kind of see what Dylan has found in the book and obviously feel the same connections. And I think at a certain point he kind of brings the four of them together. And gentlemen, we have a situation where normally I would move about this methodically and by the law, but there is a gentleman, a friend of yours, Pierce, who seems to now be aligning himself to protect this art as best as he can. And I think we're all in agreement that this is not an option. So I think we need to decide. I don't know. I don't think we should break the law, but we need to find a solution.
It's hard. I agree. We need to find a solution with the understanding that Pierce is a victim. Something happened to him once he saw that exhibit. I don't want us to forget that. He is a victim. You know, his actions and the things he said, the things he plans to do, this is directly correlates to what he went through and what he experienced in that exhibit. With that said, we need to protect the world from this. And, you know, looking into what we're seeing, this goes deeper than, unfortunately, just Abigail. This is something that she was a victim of. And my fear is what happened to her is going to happen to Pierce.
If this art gets owned by somebody else, you know, Pierce or anybody else, then we're going to be opening magazines and turning on the TV, and there it's going to be Kingdom by the Sea, you know, Abby laying at the bottom of the Kingdom by the Sea in some coffin at the bottom of the ocean. I'm not going to stand for that. I won't do it. It needs to be destroyed.
My worry is that if this piece by Wilcox or his pieces of art inspired Abigail, and Abigail's art goes on to inspire someone else, that it's almost like a virus or a disease. It infects one person, it infects another, it infects another. We were, I suppose you could say, lucky in inverted commas that Wilcox's art didn't get to a wider audience. But with today's world, with the internet, with phones, with cameras, Abigail's work can go a hell of a lot further.
Right. We're lucky it hasn't already gone viral, because it was already on the news. To be fair, it was already on the news.
And doing stuff that would, if we did end up going to destroy it, doing a very, very extreme example there, I think that might make the existing images of the art just explode even more so, because people are going to go a bit like actually what you said this morning, Alexander. It's like when I tried to warn people not to go, that was almost just like heading a red flag to a bull, that it just made you want to go and see even more. We need to come up with almost like a PR campaign to say why you don't need to go to it, and try to, rather than just go in there with force, we need to find another way. But
we don't need to convince everybody. We just need to convince one person. We just need to convince Pierce to help us.
That's a tall order.
Well, you guys know him the best, so what do you think we should do?
Send him to Providence to have a look at Wilcox's art, have a look at it from the source.
Maybe we should all go together.
But he's the one that's been caught by it more hook, line, and sinker than the rest of us.
Yeah.
The exhibit is out for what, 3 months? How long did they have it scheduled for?
3 months.
It's too much time, but
So end of February.
I do sort of see your point, Mr. Carter, that doing the reverse is maybe the safest thing, just somehow finding a way of stamping down any conversation that we can about it until it just goes away.
Or maybe if we did just let it run its course, that if people were going to have the same reaction that they were having that we saw at the gallery, that people were throwing up, people were leaving in distress, an art critic goes along there and writes a scathing review of how bad it is, or is convinced to give a scathing review of how bad it is, and we try to nudge the press into giving negative reviews, people aren't going to go and see an exhibit if everyone is panning it. They say, why waste my money? Why, with the cost of living being so good, I've got other things I can spend my money on. So maybe
your plan is rubbing my
campaign.
sister's name through the dirt in the hopes that people won't go and see her art show?
No, more so just that one exhibit, but maybe point her towards her earlier pieces and say, this is better, go see this instead. So almost like a smear stroke misdirect campaign. But that would involve us pressing the media, that would involve us getting our feet in the door with critics, with feature writers. That's the only angle I've got that's going through my head at the minute.
I mean, your sister's work, her early work, is amazing. There's a reason why she had the prominence in that museum anyway. There's a reason. So we can use that as best we can just to steer people away. Because, you know, even if we don't deliberately smear your sister's name, it could be just by what happens when people keep seeing this, that her name is going to be attributed to it. So if we can, I agree 100% with Dylan. Let's steal them to her early work, and hope for the best. There's not much we can do. This stuff is captivating, as terrifying and as unearthly as it is captivating. So we have to do this now.
We can do both. Michael, we can do both. It needs to be done.
Okay, we're going to cut away from 4 of you. Pierce. It's even more exquisite now.
Yeah, and
the dreams that you have, you recognize this place. You no longer feel so disoriented.
Yeah.
You glide through, you absorb each piece. And you're in the center, admiring Abigail and her sepulcher.
Did you kill yourself? You could have gone on and made so much more of this.
Prophets are often troubled.
It's true. And out of it comes exquisite art, just like Van Gogh. We have to save this for the world to see. Everyone will be talking about it.
They must see. They must know the truth, Pierce. I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you to meet me under the sea.
How to get everyone to come and see? I mean, I saw a news crew, but
All publicity is good publicity.
that's true. That's true. What if
Your face still has your blood dried and crisp on it.
in here. I look around the
All
room.
must see Pierce.
I look around the room to see if there's anything sharp.
Make a luck roll. Actually, make a power roll.
69, and my POW is 55, so I failed.
You look around for something sharp and you can't find one.
Well, I could. Oh no, I could
You
start.
have the inspiration, Pierce. You just need to see the truth. The whole
Show,
truth.
show me the
Meet
truth.
me. Meet me under the sea.
Okay. We're a long way from the sea, though, aren't we? I wonder if I interpret that to mean what did you call it? Lake?
The Great Salt Lake. Or Lake
Um,
Bonneville with the salt flats. Yeah.
you said Bonneville. Oh, I'll I'll do it, but how will anybody know? Uh, I know it's exactly the way. Oof, when the guy immolated himself in the, was it Vietnam War, Korea? I can do
The
a
Vietnam.
protest against the destruction of art and make my point by drowning myself. What a great idea. I'm going to leave. I'm quite excited.
Okay, so back at the house, how is your meeting adjourned? Are you still talking? Are you continuing to stuff things into bags, trying to make your way through this collection of things left behind?
Yeah, I mean, we gotta
Yeah.
we gotta clear out the apartment. I mean, so that's
We're
Any
gonna
any sensitive things.
Yeah, we're gonna clear out the apartment, but I do think we will end with an agreement that Braxton is willing to put a considerable amount of his own money towards a basically disinformation campaign about Abigail's work, suggesting folks check out in memoriam her better work. But I'm going to pay off art critics around town to just smear this and to make it as unappealing as possible. I might even reach out to the church and get information swirling about it being so demonic, so of God or so not of God that it could even just draw as many people away from it as possible. Although it might have the opposite effect.
So, as you're going through all of her stuff, two things. First, you find her phone and laptop, neither of which have been plugged in, and both of which are dead. And two,
Okay.
who among you has the lowest luck?
45 here.
I am sitting at 54.
You're muted.
45.
Michael?
He's muted.
He's muted.
sorry. I have a 40, so I think I'm the lowest.
You are.
Okay. Michael, you're busy stuffing things into bags, and you hear Abigail's voice.
Abby,
Michael. And the voice is coming from your right, and you turn and you're staring at one of these paintings on the wall, this white on white. And you stare at it, and it finally clicks. The abstraction gives way, and you realize that in the white on white, with the subtle differences in tone, you see a face. It's Abigail's face.
Oh my God.
And the face, Michael, I've been waiting for you. Meet me.
Abby?
Meet me under the sea.
Michael, what do you see? What's going on?
I don't understand. Meet you where?
Meet me under the sea. You need to see it, Michael. You have to understand the truth.
Michael, what's going on?
I think Abby wanted us to see something.
See what?
I'm not sure.
Based off her actions, a death certificate. I think you're hearing things, man.
And we know that what she saw fitting Wilcox's pieces had a detrimental effect upon her. You don't want to be exposed to the same thing.
Yeah, I had a dream and threw myself down the steps. Maybe
No.
what you're hearing is not real.
If Abby had a message, I want to know what it was.
What we're saying is it might not be Abby, Michael. Don't fall for it. With all due respect, Abby is dead.
He's got a point.
I'm gonna look at Braxton. What?
What did she say to you, Michael?
She said she wanted me to meet her under the sea. I think there was something in the exhibit that she wanted us to see.
It's not her. It's something else. It's not of the spirit. It's something else.
All the paintings start wailing.
We all hear that? Or just Michael?
This is just Braxton.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
God.
But Braxton, is reaching for Michael and suddenly throws his hands in the air, almost spins around once or twice before starts calling out to God, prayers, seemingly going into a kind of hysteria, trying to block out the wailing.
Whoa, Dad. Whoa. Easy.
You never understood, Dad. You never understood. You never tried. You and your authoritarian God.
You're not Abby! You're not Abby! He's just screaming.
You need to see the truth, Father. And I can show it to you. Just meet me. Just meet me under the sea. And you'll understand.
He throws himself past the other gentleman and starts running out the apartment, trying to get away.
No, wait, Dad!
Braxton and Michael, please give me sand checks.
Fail.
38, that's success, actually.
Okay, 1 for Michael, 1d4 for Braxton.
Okay.
Braxton's, again, got tears rolling down his face, hole covering his ears, rushing to the car, trying to get out
I'm
of
gonna
there.
run.
Yeah,
I'm gonna run
as you-
after him.
As you burst through the room, the cat is arched up. All of its tail is bushed out.
I'm reacting to all of it.
But yeah,
like,
Penelope is trying to calm the cat down. Like, it's okay, Sophie. What's wrong? What's wrong?
all of it
I mean-
dark, all of it not of the spirit. I mean, I'm completely reacting as if I'm in a den of hell and just trying to race out of there.
Yeah, and you burst out of that house. It's colder now outside. The sun is waning.
Dad!
Eventually, you'll catch me at the car. I'm just breathing heavy. Well, whatever that was, it wasn't Abby.
Are you sure?
If it's not of God, then it's not anything we should be messing with. Whatever that was, it wasn't.
Why don't we just go look? I need to be sure in my head that there's not something that Abby was trying, some last message for us, for me.
Michael, this is the last time. This is the last time we are going to do this with Abby. I want this to be over with. I want our lives to return to normal. I forbid you to pursue this any farther. And he just goes on to get into the car as if his word is law.
Hey, Dylan and Alexander, you are in a 3/4 of the way packed up room. You have an uncharged phone and an uncharged laptop.
I'm looking to Alexander and they were the text your thing.
Could I roll luck to see if I have a fast charger?
Absolutely, you can.
37.
I think that's a pass.
Yeah, that's a pass.
You do have the right chargers for these devices. You say they're both Apple, and you have an Apple.
Oh, the Empire
Lightning cord.
Okay, fair enough. And I'll plug that stuff in.
Alexander's like, this is worse than I thought. How deep does this go? Okay, so you start charging them, and it takes a couple of minutes, but both of them get enough life in them to turn on.
Okay. Like 3% on each device, something crazy, like, you know.
Yeah. They are locked.
So, can I roll to infiltrate?
Give me computer use.
That is a 92 over 70. I'm about to spend a buttload of luck. Hold on, before I do that, will a regular success be enough?
Yes.
Okay. So I will spend said buttload of luck and put myself to that.
So you start trying some very common things like 1111. And then you stop yourself as you realize you're going to lock yourselves out of this device by just trying things. But you think that, I mean, she's been living with Penelope for 9-10 years at this point. Penelope may have seen her log in enough times to know what her passwords are.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Penelope, you want to save the world?
What?
I'm just joking. Hey, I need your help. I just want to tie up some loose ends for Abigail. There's some people out there who... Anyway, I just need your help, if you don't mind.
Oh. You want to get into her devices?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's an invasion of her privacy, but I guess her family should. I don't know. And she unlocks both devices.
Okay.
And all of you get a text message from Pierce. Pierce, what does your text message say?
Text message says, "Tomorrow the whole world will know."
Okay, so you get into the devices. As you comb through them, it's bizarre. Her notes are disordered. Most of her Google search history has been about the shrinking of the Great Salt Lake, and the toxic dust that is being uncovered as the water shrinks back. A lot of things about Lake Bonneville and the salt flats. There's a whole document of where there are GPS coordinates. It has GPS coordinates and it just says no, 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 no. And you scroll down and then you find only 2 in this whole long list of them that say yes.
I'm guessing that's where, saying to Alexander, I'm guessing that's where she got our bucket from.
I was muted. Sorry. Yeah. I wanted. I'll dig a little bit deeper. Is there any direct references to anything? I'm trying to keep this player knowledge only. Is there any direct references to anything?
You scroll through, and you want some answer. You want some definitive thing, and it drives you insane searching for it, but you never find it.
Okay.
So, plugging in the GPS coordinates, one lands you in the Great Salt Lake, and the other one lands you in the Bonneville Salt Flats. Or I should say, the one lands you to where the Salt Lake used to be, since you're right out past a certain point.
So I think we may have to choose a location.
Well, I think the Bonneville one would be the least makes some kind of sense, but I don't understand what any of that has to do with this.
Is that where she found the buckets?
Well, I guess where she went and got this stuff, but I don't see how it connects to any of this. I thought this was like her original art project that she then ditched when she found the stuff in Providence.
Maybe she brought this back as a reminder to a more definitive inspiration. So maybe we go out there, we find where she found this muck, and we might get a little bit more information.
Maybe she left something out there that's... I mean, we can cross it off the list and see if it does make any sense.
Okay.
Agreed.
So I needed a definitive plan of what everyone else is doing. I know what Pierce is up to, which I will not reveal to the others. What is everybody else's plan? Because I know Stefan has a heart out here, so...
Braxton at this point disengages from all of this and spends his time and his money doing his best to dissuade as many as people as possible to go to the event, but so otherwise he's out.
Well, okay, so you're out. Michael, what are you doing?
Oh, I think I'm talking to Braxton, just talking him down because he was pretty upset last time, and so I think we're out by the cars. I don't know how long we're going to linger there, but I suppose if Dylan and Alexander come out and they're on a mission to go out to some random spot out in the Great Lakes, we might see them. Yeah.
Braxton drives off in his car, the last words being, "I forbid you from participating anymore in any of this," but he's out of there.
Okay, so Braxton has his plan formulated, and he's leaving. So, for the sake of time, I know Stefan, you said that your heart out is no longer so hard, but I want to respect everybody's time. I said 2 to 4 hours. We are coming up on 4 hours. Do people mind if we go a little over?
Don't rush it if you don't have to.
Okay.
I ain't got work till 2 tomorrow. Let's do it.
All right. So
maybe we could take a 5-minute break.
Yeah. So as we're coming up here at the end,
yeah,
we'll take a short.
Be right back.
Just a quick run to the restroom.
All right.
I'm very glad I slept before logging in.
I'm glad I don't have to wake up early.
I've got our monthly Vites gathering tomorrow, so I have to be up eventually But
I'm sorry, Matt.
no, it's fine. I'll still get about, I think, 5 hours sleep. It should be enough.
This is a very, very good scenario.
Oh, I'm glad you're liking it.
Oh, hell yeah. When you said about the art book, I'm thinking there's got to be the connection with Wilcox here eventually. And they bing!
Funny, I meant to write his name down in my scenario notes, but instead I pulled the genius move of just having the copy of the Call of Cthulhu open on another tab. And then I'm like, and his name was... And then I look at the whole story and I'm like, fuck. I'm like, it's Henry Wilcox, but what's his middle name? So I had to pause for a second and be like, oh.
Speed read the horroring play as quick as you can.
Yes. Fuck. Henry Anthony Wilcox.
Mm-hmm.
Rather
Who is
queer
that?
artist.
Like the drama when we were in the studio. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
The drama's been a
There's been some
great part of it.
excellent moments in here, yeah.
Yeah.
I looked everywhere. I couldn't find my red cloth to put it here and have it look like blood
here.
on my foot. I imagine you guys are seeing it too, but the weird background that I made, there's a couple of points where it looks like Cthulhu with his wings out.
No, the background is excellent for the little tidbit I gave you about the scenario. I mean,
yeah, I've seen lots of faces and shapes. Yeah.
When Tom sent it to me, he's like, "Is this look good?" And I'm just like, "It's good. It's fine. It works. I love it."
Sorry, I broke your nose, Tom.
No, you're not.
I still don't know what the overlay's going to look like. But...
Sorry, not sorry. Yeah.
Lots of white and different shades.
White on white, something.
Well, interestingly enough, I was going kind of for sea green, like a pale sea green.
Yeah,
no, our exchange was really cool.
Maybe it just needs to be a Denny's sign in the background.
We keep talking about going to Denny's, and somebody in the comments, they said they're going to go to Denny's like 5 times, and Morgan never took them to a scene at Denny's. What a horrible keeper! He doesn't listen to his players, the bastard.
There's also you violated Chekhov's basketball hoop rule.
That's right. He mentioned the basketball hoop weirdness, and then we didn't play basketball. This guy understand narrative structure at all? God.
I mean, there's still time, right?
So there is still time. We're at the end, but we're not all the way there.
No wonder the Mormons don't want you to know what's going on in the temple.
All the basketball. There are sadly no basketball hoops inside of the temple. I have been inside of the temples. I have gone through them multiple times. Sadly, no basketball.
We could have gone to Denny's and just got Delta Green, but that would have been cheating.
Pumped into the Delta Green people. Yeah.
You're like, what if we put all this weird art into a storage locker with some vague notes, and then hope for the best, so that somebody else years from now discovers this storage locker that's been auctioned off, and now they have to go find all the pieces of it again. Like,
that's what always gets me about Delta Green. Like, there's a long-standing tradition of weird stuff happening, and no one keeps notes on the stuff in these lockers. And it'll be stupid, like, don't touch. What do you think's going to happen if you have a big old yellow sign that says don't touch? Everyone's touching it.
Well, I was thinking about that as you're talking about your plans of how to counter this art. Like, we need to go very loud, very public. Don't go see it, And people will be like, I'm intrigued.
Like banning a book. Everybody's going to read it.
So it's
all right.
So, all right. So Braxton has gone home to consult with his lawyers. Michael, what are you doing?
Yeah, this is tough. I know I'm already in hot water, but I'm pretty worked up also. So I think I think I am going to drive to the exhibit.
Okay.
And I'm going to bring my tools. I'll just say that.
What time?
It probably takes a while to drive back to Provo, so I imagine after doing everything we did in town, it's probably evening. So I'm probably driving back at night. In the
Okay.
evening.
Dylan and Alexander.
Off to that GPS coordinate in the middle of Bonneville
Okay.
with a shovel, I'm guessing. Or because I'm not digging through that stinking mess with just my bare hands.
Yeah, the stinking mess would definitely be the Salt Lake, the Great Salt Lake. Okay. So you bring a shovel, you drive out there, you realize that you can't actually drive to the GPS coordinate. You have to get out of your car and you have to hike down and wade through this sucking, foul-smelling mud as you reach the coordinates. Michael, you have your tools, your truck. You've come to the museum. It's closed.
Do I know if there's a back way in or anything?
It's connected to the Salt Palace Convention Center.
Oh, great. It's not going to be easy to get in there, is it? Well, I guess I'll take a crowbar out and I'll go try the door.
Okay. Roll strength.
It's a 74 under 55.
You
That's not
pry
gonna
and you pry and you pry. Make a luck roll.
No, that's a fail. 83 over 40.
Well, things. You pry and you pry and you pry, and the door is not giving with this crowbar.
Shit. Is there a window?
The doors have glass in them, yeah.
I'll have a look around and see if there's anybody around.
Well, you failed your luck roll. So you're pretty convinced no one's around to see you.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take the pointy end of the crowbar and I'll smash one of the small windows at the top
Okay,
of the
so
door.
again, roll strength.
45. Yeah, this time I got a success.
Okay, you smash through the glass. You lacerate your hands.
Okay. Fuck. All right. Reach an arm in there and try to get the lock on the door. I guess I'll try to get the glass out of the way first, with the end of the crowbar.
Yeah, so you're scooping the glass, you're reaching into the door, and you see red and blue lights.
Oh, for fuck's sake. And
Put down the weapon, step away from the door.
All right, I'll drop the crowbar and I will put my hands up.
There's this bright light that shines on you, and you are arrested.
Okay.
Dylan and Alexander, you finally reach the coordinates. And it is just, you can hear the lapping of the waves of the lake. The water sometimes splashes up against your boots. You're so close. But here you are in the foul smelling mud.
Short of digging around with the shovels, Alex, I'm open to suggestions.
So, well, the first thing I'll do is I'll look around. Do I see anything that kind of jumps out at me? Any details that seem important or
Make
that
a
connect with
power roll.
Pow. 45. That'll be a pass.
Standing here, all of the hairs on your body are standing up on end.
Goose flesh.
You feel this impression, this thing, the formless things from your dreams below you, below the water, in the lake. And you hear Abigail's voice. It's sleeping. Let it sleep. The stars will come right soon enough. The lake will dry out. And all the world will see. You can see too, Alexander. I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you beneath the sea.
It's gonna be a while. So she says that like when she says that I think that's where like the goose flesh is coming from. And then I will say, where are you? Because you're dead here.
In her sepulcher there by the sea, in her tomb by the sounding sea.
Are we going in the right direction?
I'm waiting. Let it sleep. Let it sleep. And the goose flesh proceeds. And you can make a sand check.
Oh. That's a pass.
Okay, so just one.
Okay. Dylan, I don't know what's going on here, but I think this goes a little bit deeper than just a creepy exhibit. I just heard Abigail in my head.
I'm glad I didn't. What did, and I use the term loosely, what did she say?
To let it sleep. And to meet her by the sepulcher by the sea.
The only thing I'm thinking that could be is her coffin in the exhibit.
Nothing good will come from us going to that exhibit.
No, I completely agree. Which is why that's why I said I use the term loosely. I don't think whatever's talking to us is Abigail. I think it's just whatever this disease is that's reaching out and trying to get more victims.
What do the two of you do?
I'd definitely suggest we go the hell back home and we get showered, because I do not want to smell this shit any longer than I have to.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume we've both been dry retching since we've been here. Let's get out of here with clear heads and make a decision. Do we go to the exhibit or we do something else? Hey, we may decide to just go to the East Coast and forget all of this. Let's figure it out, though.
I may have mentioned at the funeral, I work as a photojournalist. I've got to make my art and make my photography bring in some money. I can look at seeing if I can pull up any contacts that we can feed to Braxton to help the effort of trying to help this smear campaign. But yeah, it's got to be disinformation at this point.
Yeah.
Whatever Pierce is up to, God knows.
I feel like Pierce is going to hurt somebody.
Hopefully that's a detriment to whatever he's planning on doing.
Okay, so the two of you get home, you get showered. Do you go to sleep?
I will offer Alexander some of my stockpile of drugs to see if they have any impact.
I'm gonna drink like 3 white monsters and just stay awake.
White?
White.
The
Make
right
a-
Like
color.
the exhibit?
Make a power roll for me if you're trying to stay up.
Is this a power roll against the Eldritch Horror or the monster? 28 versus... Yeah, that's a pass.
Okay, so Alexander's staying up all night. Dylan, what about you?
I'm gonna take a handful of drugs and see if it dulls the dreams.
Okay, so Dylan's going to sleep. So, Dylan, Braxton, Michael, do you go to sleep in your prison cell? Your jail cell?
Yeah, probably. No, nothing else to do really. Yeah.
Braxton will try to sleep.
So the three of you return in your dreams to that same sunken ruin, the corpse city. Your clothes have been torn. Your body partially exposed from those hands, those clasping things, those fingers, but you're through that narrow space. And you hear Abigail saying, "It's not much further. Come on, silly, you're almost here."
In
I
Braxton's,
I can't get to you.
Yes, you can.
Braxton's dream is just him throwing his weight around as her father over and over again until his voice is hoarse, but nothing changes.
Daddy. There's tears in her voice. For once in your life, please. There's something I really need to show you. I just need you to understand. You've never understood me, please. Mom would come.
Ooh.
Fine, I'll come see you. But where? At the literal
This way.
sea? Just give me straight answers. Where? Where do I go?
And you look around, and all three of you follow the voice. Yes? Michael?
Yes.
All of you find yourself. It's a blur, you crawling through these pus-sweeping, oozing stones. These white on white paleness. Until you reach what appears to be an impossibly vast sepulcher. Is it laying flat? Is it tilted downwards, upwards? Is it curved? What above you, the deep greens and blacks and blues of the deep water are filled with lights that reflect technicolored nebula, stars, the whirling cosmos above you. And at the base, if it could be said to be the base, you see Abigail standing in a funeral shroud. And she reaches out her hand. She's like, "I knew you would come. I knew you would find me here under the sea.
I'll reach out to hug her.
Okay, so Braxton brings her into a hug. Michael, what do you do?
You have a message for me, Abby?
Yes, take my hand, Michael.
I will.
Her hands feel ice cold. Dylan.
Kind of sheepishly approach. Probably get within about 6 feet of her. And trying to hold back tears, just say that I never had the courage to say that I loved you when you were alive, but I can now.
It's okay, Dylan. Take my hand.
Yeah, he does.
Again, it's cold. Braxton, you're in the hug. And she says, I've made something. I want to show you.
He lets her go and lets her take him wherever she wants.
She leads you down these steps. You see the vast slab over the sepulcher. It's in here. Open it, Father.
Push it open.
And somehow, despite its immensity, its mind-bogglingly impossibility, you somehow slide the stone out of the way. Michael, I want to show you the truth. You could be liberated from those lies, Michael. The lies that have tried to control us all our lives. The truth. The truth.
I'm here, Abby. Show me. I'm ready.
And she, again, leads you to the base and instructs you to open the sepulcher.
I will open it. I'll push it open.
Hey, Dylan.
As long as we can be together forever. Can you do that?
All we have is the eternity of nothing for us. Nothing will ever separate us again. And as the three of you open the sepulcher, under the ocean, under the cosmos, under the wheeling stars, moving ever closer to being right once again, you see the vast, grotesque, flabby, putrid corpse bulk emerge, squeeze, ooze like the pus of the stones outward and upwards, taller than mountains. And you just hear the words in your skull, loud and yet a whisper from Abigail. In his house in Raley, dead Cthulhu waits dreaming. And as you all lose 1d20 sanity as you wake up, Alexander, delirious from your lack of sleep, you get a breaking news report on your phone. Seems something, not only was there a break-in attempt last night at the art museum, something else has occurred there. Pierce, what does the news report on Alexander's phone say?
Well, it would say that a young man was found at the museum having committed suicide, but it was the bizarre nature of the suicide. Apparently, he had obtained some sort of large plastic barrel that they sell at like Home Depot. He had filled it with salt and water, and then he had nosedived into it and could not extract himself, so he drowned. The sign that he made on the side of it said that art is for the people, don't let them destroy it. And the worst part is that people thought it was part of the exhibit for at least an hour before they realized it wasn't. And so I went to sleep.
And Pierce, as the last gasp of air escapes from your lungs, all you hear is Abigail saying, meet me under this.
I'm on my way.
And that is the end of our scenario.
Very nice.
I only lost 2 on that D20, damn it. I was hoping for more.
Yeah, I lost 9.
I always loved you, Abigail.
That was fun. I lost 9 at the end, too. Yeah.
Finally, the big guy turns up in a scenario for once. You hardly
Yeah.
ever see him.
Right?
I've
Appropriately
rectified a
bizarre.
wrong I have long perceived and complained about. If you've been around me long enough, I'm like, it's never fucking Cthulhu. Finally, at long last, I've decided to make it finally Cthulhu.
Cool. Let me go ahead and finish it up. Our players included Matthew Sanderson, Stefan Amshi, Sergio Crego, Joseph Clay, and myself, with Morgan Llewellyn as the Keeper of Arcane Lore. We have a Discord server where you can chat with other members, you can set up private games, and you can learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastering. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Spotify, Podbean, or iTunes. Support for the show is provided by our patrons who are listed in the closing credits. If you'd like to show us your appreciation, please visit our Patreon page, or you can use the thanks button just below the screen. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows, and leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answer any questions you might have. This is Thom Raley, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck, good gaming.